Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Balance Podcast. It's been a while.
Can't
We've been
confirm.
working stuff out behind the scenes because, uh, turns out we're busy, but we're here now. So, yeah,
It's life stuff. But we're
finally
trying
got.
to like
Okay. First
a
up we
walking
got
weight.
is Walking Wake. Stinger can find.
This piece came from the Paradox forums of Pokemon Scarlet. They have a few neat things on there of one of the badges, but we'll get back to that in just a second.
Right. So, Dragon Pulse, pretty simple. It's 5 accurate. Noble Roar, +1 pound piercing. Sunny Day. Because the field becomes sunny for 5 turns, which everyone gets +1 POW. Ice attacks instead get 1 less damage. Also affects skill and heat, but
The main important thing is that
too much.
it blocks a certain badge, but that's for 2 moves down.
Yeah. Flamethrower deals 6 damage, inflicts burn for 3 turns. Quite strong.
Toast gun, but buff.
DG, is your mic working or are you just quiet?
I'm just quiet.
That's
Gotcha.
fair. And if that's not enough for you,
probably
Hydro Beam does 5 ice. Oh wait, some in sunny weather damage, and if in sunny weather, inflicts Hellfire for 2 turns. Okay, I'll be real.
Yeah,
There's something
that's
in
pretty strong.
inflicting Hellfire off an ice attack.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the Walking Wake special, but still.
So it's a nice move that straight up ignores the sunny effect.
Yes,
and I believe it just gets buffed from it instead.
It's Walking Wake's signature in Pokemon.
Yeah. On the note, Charged Freeze. Walking Wake cannot be inflicted with Ice Aces and takes 1 less damage to them. If an Ice stack hits Walking Wake, it gains +1 POW for 2 turns. So basically, Ice Shield, but it also makes you stronger.
What bosses can you even take? It's like, I don't think this birthright is as worth taking in because you have to predict the ice boss and it not just having Glacial to just get around it anyways.
Nice is the least used.
Yeah.
That too. And then we have
Proto
the Proto
Metal. It sure does exist.
As how it works like photosynthesis in Pokemon. Whatever stats are most prominent at the time of a Suncast or Walking Wake getting a fire status, we'll give them a stat buff based on the stats seen here. Just pick whatever one's closest to the top that they have the most of. I think it's best you just read the sheet at this point. You wish to learn more.
I'm not even going to attempt it.
Done.
Right. So, Terrestrialization.
Pro, though. A lot has changed since the last time we came here, and yeah, if you notice, Pro, points kind of got a little bit extra, which I don't think comes up this episode, but we'll actually talk about that more when we get there.
Yeah, don't think we're running into any point guys for a bit, but yeah. Anyways, Terrestrialization.
I just pointed out because Pro actually showed up on the dock.
Grants Fireproof, Soft Guard, and +1 POW and Death. But it also, you get +1 damage from electric moves and electric statuses, and also this goes away when you hit danger. What's Soft Guard again?
Soft Guard, I think, is +1 death against like projectiles.
You're immune to projectiles. Fire attacks ignore this.
Eh. I believe fire.
One defense.
And Fireproof is literally just Fire Shield.
Yeah.
It's 12 BP, like more than 12 BP of value if you can actually keep the thing going, which isn't too hard given you have practical +2 defense against 2 attack types.
Yeah, also just can't really hit him with projectiles unless it's a fire projectile, but even then that hits fireproof, so
I mean, honestly, you want
Yeah.
to hit him with an electric projectile. Oh, wait. Oh, right. Yeah, I think the key is electric contact is the only real thing that does shit the weapon.
Yeah. Especially if you got the birthright too, because then that kind of blocks ice.
You know what's
Yeah, you
good?
kind of
Let's
just
just
become
equip-
immune to a lot of stuff, huh?
Yeah, no. Terrestrialization's Terrastic cracked.
Yeah. Just to these.
But on its own merits, I'm not entirely sure since it's fairly straightforward, but it seems like it's able to do some stuff.
Yeah, I would say Hydro Steam seems really good actually, just because Sunny Day lasts for quite a while and it's already probably the best of the bunch. Just because power
My
buffs are
question is if
good.
it gets buffed even further by the innate +1 POW Sun gives.
And I imagine this doesn't, but like even damage with Hellfire.
That is actually nuts now that I'm actually thinking about it for longer, since that is 13 damage off of one 8 FP move.
I mean, technically 2 since you gotta set up Sunny Day for. That's a lot.
I mean, once it's up, you don't have to set it up for 5 turns. Or you
Yeah,
have someone else do it for you.
Yeah.
You ever hear of
Um,
Quick okay?
Yeah. I'm thinking A or B tier on this one.
Hydro Steam is kind of convincing me one tier higher now that I'm thinking about it longer. I think Sunsetters, like Weather Setters as a whole, is a little bit more valuable too. Now that we have a lot more things that actually work with it.
Yeah, I mean, weather's interesting. I do feel like at base it isn't that great to set a weather, but like, they last for a while, and even though they do buff the opponent, generally speaking, if you have more bodies on your side, you probably benefit more from it. At least in this case.
That in it, it's basically team wide +1 power for 5 turns if you don't mind the defense drop.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the enemy getting it too.
I guess we'll put this then.
Yeah.
There are no objections.
I thought. Anyways, next up. Iron
Next up,
Leaves.
we got-
The other paradox.
Yep, Iron Leaves. Come on.
I think we rated this one actually. Feels familiar.
Okay. The internet is being uncooperative, but
Hey, you want me to just start reading off the moves?
there we go.
Oh, there you go. It's just as simple as the other one. Leaf Blade is 5 piercing weapon. Swords Dance is +2 power for
I
3
think
turns.
someone forgot to update this with the piercing cost update.
Okay, instantly banned.
Sword Stance. It's +2 power for 3 turns. Would probably be better if this character had any multi-hits, but it's still +2 power.
It's a rare thing to find that just flat out raw +2 power, surprisingly, but it's not on the right character.
Yeah. I recall this happening with Zoroa during Lord Crump. Kept trying to set up the power buff before attacking, and then just kind of didn't really get a lot of benefit out of it, just because, only had single hits.
You know what could have stopped this if they used Rain Dance instead.
Anyways, Storm Call. Inflicts Stormy for 5 turns on the battlefield. Everyone gets +1 efficiency, fire attack them -1 efficiency.
It's Rain, but it specifically works with Protosynth.
Oh, hell yeah, more mag increases. They really needed it. Mag was struggling. Thank fuck this exists.
Yeah, I think Mag was really suffering, but having a second weather that increases their power, I think helps a lot.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's funny because we have...
It's 8 damage. Now it's complaining about here.
And then we got the side blade. 7 damage. 9 in Stormy Weather. It becomes piercing 2. Oh wait, it's piercing off the bat.
Yeah,
And
it's
it puts
piercing.
analyze.
Yeah.
I
This
do
one is
think this is
considerably less impressive than its counterpart.
Yeah, it's 3 FP more, right? Was Hydra
Yeah,
made
and
of 7?
Analyzed is a lot less impressive than Hellfire, I'll tell you that much. Is this even
Yeah, I
worth
think
it? This is only barely worth it when the storm is up.
I mean, it's piercing, I guess.
Oh
But
yeah,
then
it's
again,
piercing, but yeah, I
we
guess
did have
piercing
that.
makes up for it, but even then,
There is that piercing cost drop.
yeah.
Justified, Oh, sorry.
Hold on, let me think here, because like, why do you put
7 piercing, it's... Our general consensus was the move cost +2, right?
Let's see. According to this handy dandy guide I made, 7 piercing damage is 8 FP at the moment, and this actually ends up being on cause state base. Just so I don't actually know how you pulled that one off, considering actually no, on at base it's just 7 piercing, so that'd be 8 FP, but then in stormy weather, but 9 piercing
It
is
becomes
11, and okay, somehow this works out with the new piercing cost. I don't know how.
it's Skipper as an oracle. We should listen to him to figure out the future.
Still need to fix
Wait,
Leaf
is that-
though, if you're watching this.
Wait, can you go back down?
Yeah.
Holy shit, Slurgo synergy.
Justified.
We fucking did it.
When
We
Iron Bolt
finally
attack
found
before
it!
it can
We
attack, it
have to
will
move it
gain
out of
+1
X-Tier.
pow. Okay.
Hell yes.
Out of F-Tier with me!
For that alone.
You're now a respectable E-Tier.
Yeah.
Quark metal. I
It-
think this is the same deal as the photosynthesis, except it's with electric stuff.
Just use the dot, but it's basically the same thing, except it activates on electric terrain or storms instead.
Gotcha. Final smash.
It was originally going to be exclusively electric terrain, but for the sake of Pixie Sandy and not having to go back and update the docs with Stormy already, it's both.
Yeah. Terrestrialization. Grants speed up. That's the anti-synergy with the birthright. SMH. Evasion up 2 and +1 power and death. F until you reach danger, and also direct attack specifically will do +2 damage.
Okay,
It's
so
actually a bit nasty, but
seems good, like better than some of the stuff Wake gets, but this is considerably worse of a downside.
yeah, I mean, it's another. I mean, terrestrialization is always going to be dependent on what the opponent has. So this one is really dependent on what the opponent has.
Like direct is both contact and weapon, right?
No, direct is just contact.
Oh.
Oh, okay, wow. Feature file really is actually kind of just irrelevant. I'm gonna have to go back and update my ranking for that one.
Iron Leaves got a niche of both Slurgo and Zap Zap. That's crazy. Actual visionary.
Amazing.
This is a foghorn of it sucks. This is a foghorn of it finally found something. It finally found its partner. I'm so proud of it.
The Sluggo Zap Tap Iron Leaves build.
Zap Zap Slurgo build.
Okay, what other badges can we fit on Iron Leaves? Let's quickly go through LK's tier list. But while we're at it, though, I do think Leaves is one tier low.
Yeah, I would pretty. Yeah, I feel like you could probably make an argument for C as well, but I'm content putting it in B. Yeah,
so it is a very good. Yeah. Lane is the lane like Stormy is a very good weather if you can't tell because the boss can't benefit from it. But I do think the kit is worse than Wake's by a fair bit.
Yeah. That We got TP Darkby.
Wait,
Paradox. Darkby has an AU. I couldn't tell you how it works.
I think Darkby caused something that caused a time paradox, from what I'm recalling.
That sounds about
Darkby,
right.
you have the right to correct us. This is your one chance to explain to us how your AU works.
Right. Well, regardless of the AU, the moveset seems pretty simple. You got Time Slide for 4 damage and -1 def. Fast Forward, which forces the status to tick down until it ends and inflicts what it should inflict. It only works on opponents though. It's like Future Ed and Status Ailments thing where it'll just like if opponent has poison for 3 turns, it'll take 3 damage and then lose poison, for example. Also, it only works with common statuses, so no instant data rot.
It's not the best thing in the world, but do they even get toxic? I feel like if they got toxic, this would justify it a lot more.
Yes, this character does get toxic.
On a 10
Starfall Punch,
FP
6 damage plus toxic for 3 turns. I think I do have a note with Fast Forward. Unlike Future Ed and Status Ailment, this one seems to be selective in that it only ticks down 1 status. So, like, if one has, like, a Death Down, as Darkby is capable of doing here, you could just tick down the toxic. Make that work fine.
Like, I do see there's a lot of utility, especially given the birthright is currently on screen right now. But hilariously, yes. I do think it runs into the major issue that Stardust Punch is an actual anti-synergy with this move, because most of the cost comes from the fact that it deals 6 damage.
Yeah, that is quite the expensive move. I mean, I think this is probably a consequence of Deep Cut Attack, but yeah.
Deep Cut Attack.
Let's see here. Tick Deregulator. Darkby can modify the number of turns of a cooldown, excluding Final Smash for its own cooldown of a status. Adding or removing turns from as he wishes. Okay, so this is just Dream, but for anything, I guess. And you can do multiple at once, it looks like.
Does it have to be his cooldown?
Version of Dream.
Because if it's his cooldown,
I'm not sure.
Wait, hold on. Is Darkby still on? I'm going to ask.
This is also a bit more expensive than Dream, because it's 1 FP and 2 recoil.
I want to point out if it's just Darkby, I do think it sucks, but if it's... Because I don't think he has a single move that works with this.
Yeah, well... last one is Pause Button, which inflicts full stop for 2 turns, turns on himself, and then at the end of those 2 turns, and before the effects or hits happen, he can regain 10 HP.
Yeah, I have asked him the thing. I will be back with results shortly.
Yes.
2 turns. Wait a second, that's 4 FP for this!
Well, yes, he's full stopping himself.
Oh.
And I would like to mention that because it is specific stop, that means you can't even like do stuff with like Happy Heart or whatever, or like have your Soul Stones charged while this is going.
Okay, so I somehow thought this was that he inflicted everyone else stop, because that's how this normally works. But now that I'm seeing
that's
this,
that's a self-infliction.
I don't think it's good.
I mean, 10 HP is a lot, but full stop for 2 is nasty.
Giving the enemy 2 free turns to kick your shins in, because it will go straight into you after the fact, is not the best idea.
Yeah. Anyway,
especially since it's
Permanent Brainiac.
Oh, sorry.
He has one move that can use this, and the other... And he does get quite the downside from Brainiac, too, which is... Those moves do damage, and alongside inflicting statuses, and... Yeah.
To give some full context on the status for the people at home, because if you haven't pieced it together, it makes all your hits do 0 damage, but it doubles the damage of all statuses. The issue comes in the fact that Dirty over here has nothing that can really synergize with this except for the 10 FP Toxic move. And while
Yeah.
he can bring badges and stuff to synergize with it, at that point we'd be ranking the character exclusively for the passive and not the actual melee.
For the record, we probably would not allow this birthright on a character who was actually good with it.
Yeah, no, we would have shut it down immediately. This birthright would have been
Imagine this on
killer it.
Flask, you know? Poison gas
I was
cloud.
literally going to point him out!
Right. I just made that the regular move.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't think there's enough badges for its worth to make use of it. Blow automation, deep cut.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
deep cut
Brainiac
attack is its only.
He is good,
Deep.
just, not on this character. Like, Starfall Punch it. It's toxic for 3 turns, it also does 6 damage. It's 10 FP because of it.
I suppose there's like one note I can give in terms of things you can bring with this. Alicia Bomb sounds really funny right now.
Yeah. Does Erasure Bomb get affected by Brainiac? I actually don't know.
Not Uber stars, there's no.
PG is lame and therefore he can podcast.
So
Okay,
it's
but
back-
actually, no, that's
Yeah. Anyways, breaking point. If equipped, this final smash automatically activates and takes the turn. Darkby can't take this fight anymore. After 6 rounds, the temporal corruption hurts his head and begins to glitch severely. For 3 turns, Darkby wins infinite efficiency, but he also gains data rot during this time.
For context to the viewers at home, because the move's cost cannot be put to effect when it makes all turns.
But the final smash kills yourself.
Mm.
We might need to get swap SD code on that, but that's only actually 7 damage.
Yeah,
well,
this is only for
right
3 turns, so you just kind of have free moves for 3 turns, and then data rot during that time.
How much
I mean-
FP are all the moves again?
The one you would get the most benefit out of would be Starfall Punch, because this one is 10 FP. It's like, I can't say he
Or
doesn't benefit
3,
from having
10,
infinite
1.
efficiency, you know? But
I think
it's only for
this,
3 turns.
I think what this final smash needs is an extra turn for each of these turns as well. I think that'd be a pretty fun final smash.
Okay, I can see Tick.
Okay, but actually, though, the fact that we let an infinite efficiency final smash get through is kind of funny. This feels like something we would have shut down if this was any later.
Yeah. It's another one of those ones where it kind of depends on the character, but it's for 3 turns. You can have FP for 3 turns, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways. Darkby, I don't think he's very good.
I do not think he's good either, and Tick Deregulator is gonna Tick Deregulator is gonna be probably my main tier reasoning when I get the verdict on that. I do think C is a good compromise until then.
Yeah,
I think C.
If Tick Deregulator does not work on other people, I would. Because that means they really don't have much purpose in the battlefield.
yeah. You
Honestly, I
can use
think-
it as just a pseudo dream, but maybe bother at some point.
Okay, I think some of it could work. It's just a lot of work is needed to get it done. Like the
Yeah.
final smash and the green counterpart is deadly, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you're also killing yourself for it.
That final smash could break the game. It's just that it's on this character.
I mean, if I get my hands on it, I'm spamming like Brimstone or.
I think it's kind of the Smeargle effect. Infinite potential that loops back around to not being that good because of the person who got it.
The point is, I'm spamming the Soulstone by the time they are alive.
I mean, honestly, just bring 3 dreams.
No, this is funny.
Oh, okay, yeah, I cannot. You're so funny.
Anyways, next up we have Artist Bro, who's waiting for the dock to load. Being slow today.
I saw on the thing, like I saw the base Google Docs spot, and I was wondering if you ended up doing format changes while you were gone.
I should update the picture on this. It's using his old sprite. Yeah.
Eh.
Right. So, Paint Dash. deals 1 damage twice and inflicts painted for 3 turns, or inked if the opponent is wouldn't get affected by painted at all.
In hindsight, I'm surprised this isn't an AoE, but doesn't have the option to become an AoE, given how that was canonically how this worked. But I do understand that kind of hikes the cost a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of situations where AoE painted is going to be great.
I mean, fair, but AoE inked would be amazing.
Hmm?
I'm just realizing now that inked got a cost increase.
I mean, okay, it did, but it's attached to a 1x2. What do you want me to do? Anyways, striking imagery deals 4 piercing damage. Simple as that.
Yeah. Color clones?
Now we get to the funny thing with Artist Row. Color clone. Artist Row creates a painted clone of another player on the field. It has 5 HP, 2 pounds, 0 def, and can use any of that player's special moves. However, it's considered to have permanent paint their own HP. Fire Saver still works, but... And you can even do it of bosses, but, obviously, probably won't have as much power as a boss.
Oh, God. Oh, God. This is basically an AFP boss move copy, in some instances.
Yeah.
That is...
On that note, you can use a move to kill a color clone, but, obviously that would...
Yeah.
Oh,
kill
no,
a color clone, so...
I have to kill...
Whatever will I do?
That's the move, no.
I was going to make a quotes comparison, but I do think this is a lot more deadly than the quotes paint clones, since the fact that they can just use whatever would kill them is actually very good in terms of getting the maximum value out of them.
Yeah, the color clones are very good, just very fragile,
Yeah. You also got the painted HUD, though.
You have a glass missile.
Pretty much.
Missile that does 20 damage to the target.
Restores 5 HP and grants super HP regen for 3 turns to one target, and everyone else on the team restores 3 HP and gains normal HP regen for 3 turns. And this can exceed max HP on color clones, specifically. This is obviously a very strong heal. However, Artist Row can only use it 3 times per fight, similar to Healing Aura from Shigella.
I do hate stock caps a lot, but that is basically kind of on a similar level to Healing Aura.
Yep. It's a bit weaker than Healing Aura on the AoE side, but the main target is going to heal a lot more.
By the way, I want to point out with Color Clones, I think a good synergy is probably the BTX towers, since once they get to one of the left or right paths, that's a very powerful special move to copy onto the thing.
Yeah.
Because those have base stats.
I'm not sure if that would work with the BTX towers, since, I'm not sure if it would create an exact clone of them as they are right now, or if it would just copy them at base. And if it copies them at base, then that's kind of worthless.
No, I mean, whenever they get to the path that you want the move from.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They might just not copy that anyways.
Yeah, because imagine just throwing this at an opponent with no recourse. It loses a lot because it's not being used by the Robo Monkey, but that's still 10 piercing to everything.
Yeah, I feel like this would not copy scaling done by characters, wouldn't copy their badges or anything, so...
I don't know, it's hard to argue with some of the effects of these.
Except that it just doesn't work.
Okay, yes, but that's a small downside.
Okay, anyways. Egg. When Artist Row drops into danger, he gets possessed, by certain someone, and this whole moveset gets switched out as a result.
I wonder who's possessing them.
Black Wave deals 2 piercing damage and inflicts a black charge. Color counter, There is a priority counter that inflicts painted on whoever attacks him. Painted Plumber summons 2 Paint Marios, each with the same stats, but they don't have any special moves, just standard jump and hammer.
You know what's funny is that I would kind of consider this worse than the color clones. Okay, no, it is 2 5 HP, 2 power guys, but losing out on the versatility does kind of sting a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing with this particular version.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Broken Heart, which deals 4 piercing damage and inflicts Heartbreak for 3 turns on one foe, and then 2 piercing damage and Hollow for 3 turns on all the others.
Yeah. I do think that there's a lot of merits to this form, but there is downsides, because the first 2 moves obviously get much better, but the other 2 moves do a slight downgrade.
Yeah. Right. So Artist Bro will switch back to his regular moveset after spending 2 turns outside of danger, or 4 with variable efficiency.
You can't really argue with just the black charge button, though.
Yeah, black charge button is pretty strong, especially in tandem with the Broken Heart here.
Really? Okay, so Unbelievable working with this is really funny, given the context of everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like Soul Reaper Bro is pretty good with this, because, like, you just kind of flip to that and then just kind of let that go ham for a little bit.
So, like, does Reaper get past the controller, or?
I don't know. Anyways, Eden's Blessing restores, can either gives you an extra use of Painted Heart, or restores 8 HP to a Paint clone, which exceeds maximum.
I think realistically,
you can probably imagine the use case for that.
Because I would consider a Painted Heart better than a Nut, so I do think there's utility in using it back a Painted Heart.
Yeah.
Anything to get around having...
Jesus.
Yeah, Artist Bro has a lot. And then Final Smash. Artist Bro gains Rainbow for 4 turns, and during this time his special moves will be powered up. Birthright is, however, deactivated during this time. Paint Dash will hit all foes, or 4 times against one foe. Striking Imagery is now just becomes an act, because... Yep. Color Clones gain permanent Rosie as long as they're active. And then Painted Heart will basically get infinite uses. This is an ignore the stock cap while the Final Smash is active.
So I don't have to comment on how stupid this is with FS meter, right?
No, not really. I should probably add like an interaction with FS meter or something.
It's literally only losing on 1 turn for all of this.
Okay, we're looking at the moves. I think we should look at the Rainbow for 4 turns.
Yeah. I mean, okay. For what it's... I will note on the Rainbow part, that's... You can get most of that just from a regular Rainbow Star. This is just 1 extra turn for the full Final Smash, but... What I'll probably do for FS meter on this is just... You get the transformation, but no Rainbow.
So they can still kick their shins in during the time.
Yeah.
So what happens if you have Birthright equipped during that in that situation and you go down to danger? Oh wait, there is. Okay, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
I like to imagine like Seconds trying to take the controller, but they're just kind of pushing them back every time they try.
Something like that. I don't think there's any debate that Artist Bro is pretty good.
I do actually think this is the best of the bunch so far.
Yeah, I find it hard to disagree.
I think he's as good as you are creative.
Pretty much.
Just avoid the color green at all costs, really. Say green's not a creative color. But yeah, on merit of having a really easy Dizzy apply on bosses as well as the move copier. Hilariously, despite Painted being a PvP gimmick, I do think this character works better in boss fights than you might think.
I mean, I don't
Okay, why
disagree with
why
you.
did
Painted
all-
Heart is really good for bosses.
Okay, why'd you get all the cool toys? What is this?
This is just the full
You
support
get,
pack.
you get 4 turns of Rainbow. I had to nerf Wrecking Ball like 6 times.
TG, you had your one use Elite Bro usage ticket with Sniper Bro. You can't just turn the color around now. Take your sniper and like it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I
it's
am
it.
going to just drop him off in here.
It's it.
Yeah, no debates needed. There's debates for them to be higher, actually, but I'm not sure how far we want to go here.
Yeah, I think if we were going to put him in S, that would definitely be because of the color clone, and I feel like the color clone is a bit swingy, you know?
Yeah.
I put him in A. The color
Why?
clone is it's weird.
The
It's
color
kind of
code,
hard for
the
me to
final
judge the color
smash,
clone
the
because like
upgraded move, the
sometimes
extra
it'll be
moveset with
really
Psychic
good, but
Mode.
like other times sometimes the boss just won't have something that
Like if
the
it
clone can
okay, if it was
abuse.
just
For me,
if it
it's
was just
color clone alongside having two other really good
okay,
tools against
okay, let me say,
bosses.
if it was just color clone, I'd get it, but there's also the final smash, the extra move sets, the upgraded moves. There's a lot with this guy, and it's fucking terrifying.
Honestly, I was just gonna point out that they also have two other very good boss support tools in Paint Dash and the Painted Hurt.
And then there's the healing with super regen.
Yeah,
This guy can do just about anything he wants.
yeah. I mean, I will go with. I try not to do with the final smash too much because that one is only active for as long as the buff you get from the final smash only lasts for as long as Rainbow does. So that one's
Yeah, but
not
it's
a
14
permanent
still.
thing, but the psychic moveset is very much a strong thing
4 turns is a
in
lot.
danger.
Don't let this distract you from the fact that Chukels also gets a quad attack. It inflicts Dizzy too, mind you.
I mean, if you really want to put artists from SK, I mean, I'm fine, but
Yeah, it deserves it.
You know what's good? Make them the new boss now. You can tell he deserves it because he's the only one who's alive right now. He clearly did something right.
anyways, S side heart D.
Oh, this one's funny.
Oh lord, this font. Okay, so, passive. Heart D gains +1 power against pit enemies on summons made by boss and players. To make up for this +1 power, he has -1 power against players and the main boss. Strong boss summons counter the +1 power higher and still fair game. The bragging has side effects on not properly focusing on battles. This drawback prevents the passive from taking up a move slot. For everyone's sanity, any power moves will label the damage for both sides of the passive in different color text.
It will get a little bit confusing. And I do like the gimmick. It just... You're not always going to be going into a fight where it matters, you know?
Yeah, which is, I feel like that's going to not play well onto this character's ranking.
Hey!
But, we can see.
It's him!
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
howdy. Yeah, we're on S-Side Hearty right now.
Cool.
I recall the moveset actually being good, so there's that to point out, though. So it's actually
Yeah.
good.
Bothersome Brag. Gives Hearty 2 turns of Magnetized and Counter. Okay, see, Counter is interesting with this passive because Counter is actually pretty good at, as noted with Rage Man, Counter is actually pretty good at dealing with summons, but also again, the passive also makes it kind of a lot less of a deterrent against bosses, or just anyone else, really.
It's a very thing. A counter is going to actually clear a lot here since the summons actually have to focus you down.
Yeah,
Good luck trying to use it on anything else, though.
Yeah. Change to Cute Frenzy. Let's see here. deals 1, attacks all opponents at once, 1 damage for players and bosses, 3 damage on summons and pit enemies. I mean, yeah, that's a spread attack, just with the passive in mind.
It's a very good summon clearer, but also, once again, 1 damage is kind of pathetic.
Paradise Performance grants Fuzzy and Silken for 2 turns, with 2-turn cooldown after it ends.
This is the main one I was talking about.
Yeah, that one
This
is
is
pretty strong. Fuzzy Silken is, yeah.
It's starting to make me wonder how good Gaydog would be with Hearty, because I'm realizing they have a lot of very powerful throughout all of their characters. Not to mention that Heartwood is an AU of Hearty.
Very technically, yes. Yeah, we got a lot of Hearties here. I believe that's 6 of them. So yeah, Hearty gets quite a bit of value.
Yeah, like, imagine Heartwood pulling out Paradise Performance alongside the U. You're never breaking through.
Sickly Flattery. Inflicts charm for 2 turns. Simple enough. Wing and Smackdown. Hearty flies up into the sky, becoming untargetable, and then on next turn deals 5 damage or 7 damage. This costs 2 FP and 3 recoil. And then, somehow get ready up for this move. Give Hearty Dodgy for 1 turn.
It's fine. It's the same as Hearty's thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
So Pretty inflicts Inspired for 3 turns. Simple enough. That helps counteract the passive at the very least.
Yeah.
Probably pairs well with whatchamacallit, Bothersome Brag as well.
Yeah. I'd say speaking of Bothersome Brag, but we do have one more to get to that.
Lingering Tendrils deals 2 sapping damage, or rather 2 damage healed for damage dealt on players and bosses, 4 for summons and pit enemies, and the opponent also gets leech for 3 turns. Yeah.
Leech is anyway, 1 HP per turn that goes to you, right?
Yep.
You know, it's funny. I think this is... wait, no. This technically power creeps the new effect for Leech attack.
No, this is the same, or well, it's 1 FP more, but it's 1 more damage, so.
Ah. Okay, that was still 6, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's 5. Birthright. Immune is also applied with the Bothersome Brag. Some people are simply too jealous, and Hearty insists that's a skill issue.
That makes him a very passable tank. It's just that they don't really have anything for the job aside from that sap.
Yeah, that seems annoying to deal with.
Okay, I guess they do have Inspired too. I guess they do have a few things.
Yeah. Eden's Blessing. It's a 4 HP shield. Whoever destroys the shield gets hit with a magic projectile that deals 4 damage to players and bosses and 6 for summons and pit enemies. Makes sense. Final Smash. Hearty gains 2 stacks of uncontrollable rage to someone, and not only that, he also gains Unstoppable and Intimidated, or Intimidation. I think it's the one that makes you lose power if you attack him. All statuses last for 3 turns, with uncontrollable rage ending early if the targeted opponent dies.
That is +4 POW!
Yeah.
It's only balanced by the fact that it's on the character that loses a POW against anything that isn't a summon.
Also unstoppable.
They're never dying!
Magnetized counter!
We finally found it! The counter niche!
Yeah, that seems actually really mean with this active, but...
Yeah, like, the thing about counter in this case, I think that bypasses uncontrollable rage's thing.
I would imagine so, yes.
And if that doesn't, that's even worse for the opponent in that case. Because then they're getting base attacked every time the summons try to do anything.
Yeah, alright. I was not totally sure on this character, because Midas 1 power is a pretty tough thing to overcome, but like, this character is pretty good, despite that, I'd say.
Yeah, they have a good kit. It's just the passive does hold them back. as funny as it
Okay.
is.
Okay, here's the thing about the passive. I think a tank that's good against summons is neat. And if you're a tank, chances are you're not going to attack the boss much anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
except
think
if you have
it's
the
fine,
final
actually.
smash. In that case, all bets are off.
You can still take with the final smash. Unstoppable is still there.
I mean, yeah, but all bets are still off on the attack thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe I'm
If you
doing
come
this,
up
but
the
honestly,
uncontrollable
his
counter
heartbeat
thing,
could goes
I
into
don't
8.
think there was intention on his behalf.
Oh my god, they finally broke out a C tier. Let's go.
She did that a while ago.
All it took was literally dying and coming back to life.
Funny how that happens.
Not even the
Anyways.
first time either.
Yeah. Slime swap Slick Star. Try saying that.
I get a goal not there for even attempting to get in.
Me too.
Is the same on
Fantastic.
Alright, I guess they're banned.
Hold on, here.
I got it. Did you get in?
It's gonna let me.
I try opening the dock again.
Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but well, anyways. Slime Swap Slick Star, also known as Magma Star. Blazing Body. Magma Star is filled with magma, hence the name, and so is permanently inflicted with burn. However, this heat affects his opponents as well, causing anyone to make contact or even strike him with a weapon to become burned for 3 turns as well. This burn cannot be stopped on Magma Star or on his opponents, but Fire Shield can reduce it to soft burn.
I'd say it is good for 6 strats, but no. That's permanent burn for this.
Yeah, permanent burn is nasty. I mean, I respect the attempt for the cure, but that's just so much damage, and yeah. The thing with 6 red. Here's the thing with 6 red, right? Like, the opponent is never going to take more damage than you do because of it. Because, you have burn forever. They only have burn for as long as they attack you. So, you better have some ways to get rid to negate that, you know?
Yeah, and like, you can do that with poison fairly enough. Like, Happy Heart is only 3 BP away. What do you do about burn?
Yeah. Right. Volk Shot. Deals 2 piercing damage to 3 targets, or 3 times with a single dart. There's no in between. Focusing on a single target doubles the cost. Not how I expected that one to go, but sure.
I mean, it would work with the 6 badges you're equipping.
Yeah. Barrier. Magma Star spins his orb around breakneck speeds, one creating a flaming barrier around himself. This barrier has a 6 HP and permanent burnified. If Magma Star uses Volk Shot while the barrier is active, Volk Shot will inflict boiled for 3 turns on all targets, and the barrier will lose burnified until it's destroyed. Like the original barrier, Magma Star must wait a full turn after barrier is destroyed before making a new one. Oh.
Boiled in
Well,
this
that's a standard
context
practice now.
amazing.
One got hit hard by the by Flame Shield, because Flame Shield was kind of expensive for what it was.
Yeah, like,
and this, I don't know, this ain't it, Chief.
Yeah. Like, the thing about Flame Shield, it was A tier when it was around solely because it was the only option you had. Snowboulder
Yeah, but now
immediately
Snowboulder exists.
Wait, did we nuke Flame Shield?
Flame Shield's gone now.
It's
Snowboulder kind of just obliterated it, you know?
I think would. Oh wait, no loses to fire and Kujitsu. Never mind.
Meteor Crash deals 4 piercing fire damage and inflicts Sear for 4 turns. That's wait, never mind. This is a charge turn. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say this is really good, but a charge turn kind of puts dampener in it.
Magma Star, try not to disappoint us.
Yeah.
I do feel bad. this is kind of getting a little sad.
Lava Shake. Magma Starlights have a little magma turning into a Magma Zatar. Magma Zatars have 4 HP, 1 power, deal fire damage, and inflict soft burn for 2 turns when they attack. Okay, I do want to bring this up because the passive and the little guys actually do kind of synergize because burn and soft burn have the funny interaction of making each other last longer.
Oh, right. However, you do need to be attacked with a contact attack to make use of that.
No, weapons do. I still.
Okay,
it does work.
Okay, that makes my opinion on that passive slightly better, actually, since that means it's 6 spread that works on more than one attack type, but still.
Yeah. Anyways, Heat Wave inflicts flammable on all foes for 3 turns. I mean, it's hard to complain about it.
Yeah.
And Eruption. Magma Star unleashes full fury with molten magma spewing everywhere on his body. The magma rains down on opponents, inflicting conflagration and magma for 4 turns each. Good lord!
So,
conflagration for 4. That is 18 damage, and that's assuming the opponent just does not attack ever with magma.
I think you owe Faraday an apology, okay?
No.
You'll definitely be very much in the sand.
Right. First
but yeah.
Any negative fire-based statuses inflicted on Magmastar, with the exception of his own passive, are automatically inverted. That's kind of funny, I guess.
It's opponent dependent, but the issue with the passive is the following. The opponents that inflict the fire statuses are usually also going to be the ones that are immune to most of your trick book.
To be fair, flammable.
Okay, wait, do they even have flammable?
Yes, Magmastar is flammable.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't notice flammable the first go round.
Yeah. Volcanic Ash. Inflicts Plague for 4 turns. Funny.
I like Plague as a status.
Yeah, so, Magmastar, it's very much, see, I feel like enabling 6 strats by default is neat, but good lord, losing 2 HP every turn is kinda rough.
Lord, what's happening in there?
Yeah.
Except unironically this time, because it's actually just... The house is on fire here.
Yeah,
I don't know what I can really say about this character. Ignoring the passive for a second, I don't think the moves justify the passive too much.
I think you can do things with this, just... Fighting against a 2 HP a turn is just gonna be so brutal that it's not worth it. Like, just bring the 1 BP on 6 spread on any other character, you know?
I just...
Oh.
Yeah, like, it was cutting off as you were saying that, but like...
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one. My Wi-Fi is shit sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't get a word of what you just said, okay.
Okay, well, I mean, basically, I feel like you can do some things with this character, but like, anything you could do with this character, you could do with any character with 6 strats, you know? And, the difference is those guys aren't taking 2 damage per turn to do it.
The kit would have been C tier in my opinion, but I think the passive knocks it down an extra tier.
I'm not willing to put it below C tier. I still think there's some things this character can do. And, you know, having the free poison enable, it still does enable some things, just...
I mean, to be fair, you would have ratted 6 spread over this.
I mean, yes.
It's just... 2 damage a turn, man, just for the 1 BP save.
Yeah.
What tier did you put him?
Snow. I put him in C.
Got it.
Resident Hail Sander. Giga Drain deals 5 damage and heals half the damage dealt. Don't know if that rounds up or down, but it doesn't really matter. Ice
There we go.
Shard, 1x3 with priority.
It's good for the Golden Die matchup, at least. As
Yeah.
well as a certain move that you will see when you go down. Well, the Final Smash.
Yeah.
That's-
Hail. Grants Snowy for 5 turns. All status times last for 1 return. Electric status lasts for 1 less turn instead. Also reduce heat gain by 25%, but also reduce skill by 1. So, yeah.
Effectively speaking, I do think characters get a lot of value.
Yeah, I
That
can
is-
confirm that Insulation Plus is quite good.
And this is more than Insulation Plus.
Yeah. Blizzard. Deals 5 ice projectile damage to all opponents every other time this attack is used. It will inflict them with frozen for 1 turn. This attack will miss every other time it's used, however, but if used in Snow/Hail, then this attack can never miss.
Holy FP costs.
Yeah, okay, on one hand, AoE Frozen is good, and I do appreciate the can't miss thing, but also, you know,
I do.
this, the fact that it's Dizzy by default is, nasty.
Yeah, this is
20 FP minimum.
24 FP to freeze the entire enemy side for 1 turn.
This is the guy that was in our run of Nature Brilliance anniversary, right?
Yes.
Yes.
For what
Oh,
it's
Nature
worth,
Brilliance
Abomasnow did get good value out of, that is partially because of the Final Smash, and partially because, Nature Row actually uses summons, and even has some fire-based ones, which, would kind
I
of
want
get
to point
screwed
out, by
over
the
by
way,
the
that
ice.
Nature Bro is a massive hypocrite for actually attacking a canonical tree. Yeah, no, that's a tree, okay?
Hmm.
It's in the description.
Let's see here. Aurora Veil. For 7 FP, grants all allies courage for 3 turns. However, this can only be used in Snow/Hail. I feel like this cost was made before we nerfed courage.
Yeah,
This
wouldn't
is
that
a
be
really
like...
good deal, even if it does require Hail to be up.
Yeah, that would be like 12 FP without the... Wait, it would be 8 FP without the cost nerf, and it would be 12 FP now.
Yeah.
Even
I'm
then,
fine
you
with
could
it being
argue...
less than 12, obviously, because, you can only use it in Snow and Hail, but,
Yeah.
still.
I would put it at 9 at the moment, I'll be real. A 3 FP discount for this seems accurate.
Yeah.
Depends on if you want to
somewhere
give
around
it the
there.
benefit of the doubt that it would also be hit by hail. Or, Snow's benefit.
Oh, yeah, this is a status, isn't it?
Yep.
Eh.
By technicality, it is a status, and therefore it's eligible.
Right. Does that
Oh,
mean
yeah,
this
by
is
the way, I
actually
wanna-
4 turns?
Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to ask Pixkippo a very important question now, don't I?
And right, inflicts Snowy on the start of the battle. Simple enough.
I actually do have a point out with that. That is worse than what the other Widowsers get as their birthright. Normally the birthright's a full 5 turns. Abomasnow was the original, and it did kind of hurt them a bit in that regard.
Oops. Anyways, Final Smash. With Master Soul, this grants the power to force the weather to become hailing for as long as Abomasnow remains alive, which is basically the same as Snow, but with the added caveat of all opponents that are not Abomasnow or covered by any positive ice status will take 1 fixed damage at the end of every turn. This also grants a +1 power in depth for the rest of the battle at the cost of 1 fee inflicted with negative priority for all of its attacks aside from Ice Shard. With FS meter, these effects last for 5 turns instead of forever, and Hail will be replaced with Snow for the duration of the Final Smash.
Yeah, it still is a shame that Courage isn't a positive ice status, right?
Yeah.
The issue about Old Hail is that the 1 fixed damage was not really the best thing to be taken in exchange for the benefit. And I don't really think you're adding too much with this Hail to make it as worth your dollar as it would be otherwise with like Tyranitar.
Yeah.
That makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've seen this do work. That might just be because it was particularly nice against Bro, who doesn't have a lot of answers for Def, but
I do think having the weather to be permanent is very good, though. But
yeah,
losing out on
status
this,
plus forever.
yeah, but taking a speed down and making it do one fixed damage per turn it goes is kind of stingy.
Yeah. Um, I do feel like the move state is kind of just whatever for the most part. I mean, Aurora Veil's really good, but
I
aside
do
from
think
that,
the birth, yeah, like this could be a snow set, but the birthright not being as good as the other setters does kind of sting a lot.
yeah. I'm not sure if I would say it is worse than Iron Leaves, but they're definitely not better.
Yeah, I put it in the same tier. Iron Leaves was B, right?
Yeah.
There's room for improvement, but like I do see like the fundamentals here.
Alright, next up we've got Ironclad.
I'm sorry, the Spire. You know, I said that not like because it didn't show me fully. I didn't realize that Doc genuinely said from Slay the Spire before I said that.
Alright, you got Twin Strike. It's a dual attack. Iron Wave. Grants 3 soul HP, then deals 3 weapon damage. And swear this is 3 FP and not 4. Inflame. Grants +1 combo for 3 turns. It's not capped. I feel like this was before combo became a more common thing.
Yeah. Combo used to be on a bunch of characters who only got it for one turn too. I think this is one of the few instances where it was more than one turn.
Yeah, this is 3.
Yeah.
Bash. Deals 6 damage and then inflicts -2 def to a target next turn.
Good stuff.
Offering. Take 6 recall damage and then restore 1 FP and take 1 more action next turn. So basically, fast for 1 turn.
I do think I need to ask if because like this is reminding me of Priority Shift a bit from the robot. Is this better or worse than that?
I would say it is probably better. Just the merit of fast for 1 being good, and also it's like restores 8 FP and gives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine this with safety helmets.
Oh god! You will never run out of FP.
Flame Barrier. Gain 8 HP shield this turn. When hit with a contact or weapon attack this turn, the attacker takes 3 fire damage. I believe the shield only lasts for the turn, though, just judging off the wording.
It is protection for the most part, but I do think this is worse than just like inflicting a protection status outright.
Yeah. Metallicize. Ironclad goes on defensive. At the start of the next turn, gains soul HP equal to all HP lost this turn.
I can see this being used for like a danger of Halo, but when the bosses that do that, it is probably just going to be knocked off again.
Yeah. Still pretty neat, though, and immunity to damage for the turn as long as you don't outright die.
I think the main note is like, if there is stinkers, there's like 15 other moves to fall back on for that.
Yeah, this character has a lot of them. Jesus.
Okay, collection 12 moves.
Right. Dual wield. Triple move next turn.
Oh god.
Pummel. Deal 1x5 scaling damage, but you can't move next turn. 1 FP
Hey,
though.
so that is a petty FP saver niche.
Yep.
Oh
So-
boy! I sure
Petty
do
FP
love my
saver is,
point
funny.
from Power Powers.
Power through. Lose for 3 FP and 3 recoil, gain +5 armor for 3 turns.
I don't
Armored
think that's
5
worth it.
is pretty decent. Can block you from quite a bit. Immolate,
Armored 5 is like
9 FP and 2 recoil, deals 5 fire damage to all enemies.
technically
Ooh,
all
the
the
price
cost,
of it.
but that does clear summons all the same.
Yeah, and also, who cares about 2 recoil?
And last week, just to seal up the package, we got Shaga in a convenient bludgeon.
Yep. Demon form. Still hungry for even more power. The Ironclad's body begins shifting into a crimson hue, spawning a pair of wings spraying the same color as body. The transformation continues, so does his wrath. Every 3 turns, gain +1 combo for 1 turn.
Doesn't seem the best, but given you have a combo button, you can just use that as a stack if you're planning on using it.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out
Speaking
Eden's
of,
Blessing.
Ironclad breaks his limit, becoming twice as powerful as before. Double your combo.
You know, this is a nice Eden's Blessing. I wonder what would happen if I used it twice after getting like 3 combo.
Yeah, Final Smash. Deal 10 weapon damage. Combo is 3 times as effective on this.
So, I want to point out that previous example would have given +12 combo. Let's slap that onto this 10 weapon damage, adding extra 36 damage to this, shall we?
Yeah.
I know
don't think you'll be getting
that.
that, but you could.
You will be killed, but you can do it. You will be banned. There was no consequences. I will ban you.
Right. So, I think I'm pretty confident putting this one in A tier.
Yeah, I feel like there's enough moves to make a good move set out of pretty much any synergy and any of
Yeah,
and that is
even
a
if we do,
combo of you.
yeah, combo is really good, and even if we cap it at 3, that's still +3 pow, you know? And it's not
Then
like
how
the
does
rest of his
someone
moves are
combo?
bad by any means, for the most part.
I
Also,
do think we have to
pummel.
discuss. I do feel like we have to discuss like the Eden's Blessing implications if we have to cap combo, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably just say Eden's Blessing just ignores the cap.
Okay, so we can
we
get
could
plus
do
12
that.
combo. Gotcha.
Maybe don't do it more than once at a time, but yeah.
If you're curious, by the way, this on that 1x5 would be 55 damage.
Yeah, okay. Right, Herbate, I believe this one just got rejected. I think this one was just the moveset comprised of FP moves. Honestly, I don't entirely remember this, but
I think. Wait, why did we reject this? I think it was solely because of the petty FP saver thing, but it's hard to tell.
I think it was that. I think it was designed specifically for petty FP saver, and that would obviously be bad.
I think this also had this. I recall there being something with the fact that the reverse mermaid actually existed anymore, and this wasn't what it did. But yeah.
Oh no, not
given
Aqua
that
Glory.
Waylon had to, given that Lucas had to put, but this feels like an OC. I do think that kind of something.
Yeah.
Anyways,
next up we got the Ban trio. Apparently,
I do want to point out that this character is private. Only Mahuk may pull the Ban trio out for any shift audience. I think this is probably for the best because I'm not sure if we want these 3 running around every fight, but it is an oath that someone felt it was warranted to put them in the private domain. But everyone's good.
Anyways, dangerous things. Anyone player sits down the Opala chick in front of either themselves or an ally. Anyone attacks target while the Opala chick is out. Next one death for duration equal the amount of hits the target is taking this turn. Do attack mean -1 death. For 2 turns. Paycheck always gets 1 FP to stay up a turn and automatically sent back whenever they inflict -3 death throughout the time set out. Buff booster and stays plus still work as normal.
Okay, but actually, though, I do want to point out that this is pretty nasty with Buff Booster on mail to the fact that if you have like, hits on your side, you can effectively just send the chick out, Death Down for 8 ton of turns and just bring it back. The Death Down synergizes heavily with the main thing you do to actually extend the status.
Right. Remote summon. Teleports a drone into the room with 3 HP, 2 power, 0 def, and permanent airborne. The drone also has a special move that can be used, which is drone launch, where the drone is launched at a target dealing 5 damage. If the Opala chick is set in front of you while you have the drone active, they'll also activate their danger sense for the drone as well as the player. The drone is on cooldown for 3 turns after it's defeated, with HP plus B additionally reducing cooldown by 1 turn per stack, unable to reduce it past 1 turn. Let's see here. Toadstar. Sheriff Toadstar launches a Toadstar projectile that deals 3 accurate damage to the target. They also have an option to add more Toadstars to the attack for additional hits of damage, but they overall have weaker effects depending on how many withdraw. This Toadstar has a weak throwing power. You got 1 for 3 accurate damage, 2 for 3 damage twice, and then 3 for 3x3 scaling. And
okay, but as someone who actually, I do actually think there's an important note to make. I'm not sure the weak throwing thing is accurate anymore because Toadstool has killed people with those stars canonically now. You're telling me this? I follow the lore, LK. I have a considerable amount of Banban knowledge.
You know what? I can't even be surprised. Anyways. Banning time. Grants +2 efficiency the whole team for 2 turns. If the Ban trio are the only ones on their team, and this grants +2 power for 2 turns.
I want to point out, by the way, that for as much of a joke this character is, it's a surprisingly very common concept.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I mean, it works.
And then the final smash just upgrades the entire moves.
Yeah. Eden's Blessing is there just no birth? I don't see a birth rate. Oh wait. Why is it Final Smash birth rate? Okay, whatever. Okay, the birth rate is next time you use prepare to get Toadsters, adds 2 additional buffs to your selection, stacking if necessary, becoming 1 with Ephes. Oh, it just the fine.
Yes.
Why is the
wait?
Add 2 additional buffs to your select. Is this?
I think I know what happened here. This used to be a reusable Final Smash, I'm pretty sure. And it only buffs one thing at a time.
I see. I mean, I think this would be pretty ass if it was if you had to do it one at a time. Like, I don't think the buffs are all good enough, but I mean, they're not that good. Also, actually, I just realized this move shouldn't work with Buff Booster. This move should work with Curse Booster. Buff Booster doesn't affect the negative statuses.
I mean, to be fair, it does work as normal.
I mean, okay, that means it doesn't work.
Yes, it works as normal because it doesn't work at all.
Okay. Right, so yeah, Dangerous Lens no longer requires FP to keep active and takes -2 def. Remote Summon means that the drone just gets its fledgling version immediately, which is just +2 HP and +1 POW. All versions of Toadstar's attacks are now accurate, and the single hit version also becomes precise. And then Band Bounding Time just gets Buff Booster.
Yeah.
Birthright, I think, is completely non-functional.
Oops. But yeah, I considering I have to report that I do kind of think that Danger sends in banning time alongside the fact that actually decent does probably push this to A.
I don't agree. Danger Sense is it's like it's a 1 FP discount on inflicting -1 death for 3 turns in exchange for them having to attack you multiple times for it to actually do stuff.
Oh wait, you get it. Okay, don't mind. You see how I
Remote
thought this
Summons
was
Drone is kind of just a plant that's a bit. I mean, it's a plant with a special move that's a little. Airborne is weird on summons, right? 'Cause, like, sometimes it'll just kind of make it immune to everything forever, and other times it just jacks up the cost for no reason. And also, this has a 3-turn cooldown.
I do feel like it's something we do probably have to address at some point, because it's the weirdest status in the simulation. Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we would do at this point, it's kind of baked in at this point.
It's either jack shit or haha, got him GG's, and there's literally no in between.
Mm.
But for the record, when I made the ranking, I completely didn't realize I mixed up the conditional. I thought it was like you had to hit the opponent with the thing. Like if you hit them, it activates, not the other way around. I mixed up a tier. That was it, a tier.
Also, would like to mention that Bane banning time doesn't really synergize with this character very well. I mean, Danger Sense won't get the full effect, and Toadstar, higher versions, but the base version doesn't. It's +2, and the move is 2 FP. Yeah.
The main thing about Bane banning time is that, like, AoE efficiency is really good if Hardy Helper had any.
Yeah.
That is a lot of cost saving.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the move is bad, just I don't think this character is the most equipped to use it.
Yeah. But, like, I do think that if you need an F support, this character would suffice.
Yeah. I could say maybe B tier on this. Wouldn't go any higher than that, though.
Yeah, the Danger Sense thing does make me agree. For the record, though, the beginning segment was mainly just the fact that someone privatized the Bam characters, and, like, Bam being, like, quite the series.
Next one, we've got a pretty big one. Crazy Dave.
I think I saw this guy entering the podcast headquarters or something. He said he has some crazy deals for everybody. Heads up, everybody. Type in spooky smells in the GCM lobby to get 100 free gems. Lasts until someone claims it for the first time.
Yeah. Right, so we got the Twitty Dinkies. Here's what casual artists. Also starting a convenient and cozy space that is Crazy Dave's trunk, bringing out various tools in a cycle. Lawnmower deals 7 damage. Garden Rake places the garden rake in front of himself for an ally. When they get the next attack that hits them, alongside dealing 3 damage to whoever attacked them. When his projectile, Crazy Dave gets angry and throws it, and that's how it still deals damage.
He doesn't get angry. He gets crazy.
Watering Can restores 6 HP, and if used on a summon, it goes past their max HP. Sounds familiar. The Crazy Taco, which grants +2 power for 2 turns and 2 flame charges.
He's gonna do something crazy.
This is a really good buff for the cost, by the way. This is 6 FP. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, isn't that like 8 FP of value?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have the base stuff on Dave, but, like, if you want, like, Tri-Attack or something, that is, like, 12 damage and 6 turns of burn out of the package with this.
Yep. Bug Spray, +2 death for 3 turns. Phonograph, calm on all foes for 3 turns.
Alright, just gonna pull it out real quick. And it's literally just using calm as a negative stat. What do you want me to say?
It's -1 POW, effectively,
in
most circumstances which you would use this.
Yeah, it does kind of back up the point that I do kind of feel that this is more negative positive instances. Keyword
That's
most.
what you get with a status that has a positive and a negative effect. Sometimes you want to use it with the negative effect.
All characters I see with Calm use it for the negative effect is the thing. Solely because it gets around status immunities. And it's
Man.
kind of dirt cheap if you really think about it.
Yeah. Stinky the Snail. Inflicts FP rage on an ally for 7 turns.
Wait, is that seriously how much this costs?
6 FP to get this for 7 turns.
I know it's base FP regen, but like that's like 9 FP.
You get a 4 FP profit out of this.
Yeah.
At base.
It's not to mention the fact that if you have double time, it probably goes wild.
Yeah.
It's kind of like gradual syrup, really, if you think about it. It's not that good, but any extra support kind of makes it really good.
Fertilizer. Grants a plane fledgling for 0 turns. So basically, they just instantly get promoted with this.
Yeah.
So, the Suburban Almanac. For some ungodly reason, Crazy Dave gets access to, I believe, the entire Suburban Almanac in any given fight.
Can we get a live view for the viewing audience?
Which is to say, he gets summons. 3 out of the
Oh,
time.
what the fuck is this? I look back for a moment. What is this?
The Suburban Almanac.
These are all of Crazy Dave's plants.
Why?
Why not?
Because he's crazy, duh.
Let's do something crazy.
Okay, fair enough. My bad.
I just immediately understand.
Yeah, my fault.
Right. Yeah. I would say this probably is. Personally speaking, I think I would have had it so you could bring a certain amount of plants per fight. Just have that be like the seed slots. But this having it be 3 at a time also kind of works. Does yeah. Anyways. Right. So you get and I feel like trying to go through all of these individually is a bit of a waste of time. But
is there any particular ones you want to point out from the school?
Just to show the amount of variety that Crazy Dave gets. So let's talk about the first 4. You get Peach Standard Summon, Sunflower, which restores FP, Cherry Bomb, which is an AoE attack, Walnut, which is a shield. Just a lot of variety here, and there's stuff. You got the Doom Shroom, of course.
I feel like you can't have a moveset without the Doom Shroom.
Any moveset. Every moveset needs a Doom Shroom.
You should have a Doom Shroom, okay?
Yeah.
And it's also just
+1 power to all summons, which
What
just saying, thanks. With all this other stuff that he has. Granted, I want to point out I don't think with Crazy Dave specifically, just because only 3 at a time, but also a lot of these summons do hit multiple times at once. So.
Oh no, he's gonna have
Crazy Dave summons.
50+ summons he has.
It's all of them. It's all summons.
I'm just saying you can have these. This guy does his +1 power to all summons, but you can only have 3, So this guy takes up one of those slots. So it might not be the most worth it.
This thing isn't
compared to just getting another thing that can attack.
Please keep in mind that just as plants, he can summon any other thing he wants.
I guess that is
restriction
true.
is just plants.
Okay, but he cannot summon the elusive monkey fruit, unfortunately.
Shouts to Split P for being ass.
I feel like the status quo would have been broken.
Okay, that's just funny.
You know what I would have done is I would have had this be
Also, rest in
how
peace, Starfruit. I mean, one damage isn't that much, but you, I don't know. Probably not what you want to be doing.
Look, he's got 50 of these. He could be funny for a few of them.
Yeah. I will. Oh yeah, Flower Pot. Flower Pot does not take up lawn space, but space to Crazy Dave. Basically,
Invincible
if you have a flower pot, you can plant one more plant.
And
So that's
the
kinda neat.
fledgling version, I think, is very good, actually.
Huh.
2 extra
That's,
slots, invincible, I have something in it,
Yeah, I
and you.
feel like we're ignoring the fact there's a second whole row of evolutions.
Yeah, I haven't brought them up yet, but
Fledgling!
yep, these are all things
Yay!
Crazy Dave can get.
Now I can spend a lot of people's evolution.
The tactical Cuke.
Yeah, again, I didn't want to go over every single thing individually, but because Crazy Dave just has so much, like, this sheet has 47 rows, and all of these have the normal version and the upgraded versions. Granted, some of them upgrade into each other, but still.
What the hell is an impasto? Impastato?
I don't know. Right.
Also, I want to
Imitator.
point out that Gloom. Yeah, I want to point out that Gloomshroom becoming Fatbeat is really because Fatbeat's kind of ass compared to Gloomshroom.
Yeah. Gloomshroom is pretty good though. Just get a power plus P and watch this thing just become Earn.
Finally, Earning Crusade.
Yeah. It's interesting. You can.
I
I don't see a Wintermelon on here, but I see a Gatling Pea by it in Sunflower. And
it
Spike
becomes
Rock.
Peapod. You know what it should have became? Have you ever heard of the Mega Gatling PLK?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, good. We do not have. I do not have to explain it. It's more broken in China, by the way.
Oh, God. Anyways, yeah.
I'll
As you
tell
can
you post
see,
podcast.
yeah, it's really good. Crazy Dave just, and a lot of it just can. Oh yeah, I saw with Flower Pot, but also do Pumpkin, which also doesn't take up space.
I'm not sure what you do with Blazzberry Vine, but like, Pumpkin is very good.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, is there synergy with having this many plants? Oh, okay. So I have like one more note. I don't think it affects the tiering, but have you ever considered Friendship Plus with this character?
Yeah, that would be good, I imagine.
I'm pretty sure the pumpkins and flower pots count as summon.
Technically, yes. Yeah.
Have you considered the death penalty?
Yes, because that's what Crazy
right.
Dave is giving their opponents for even trying to fight them.
Trusty Shovel. Instantly kill a single planet on the field, restore FP equals 75% of its cost, rounding up. I don't really know what you want to do with this, but it's an option.
Okay, I do have one hypothetical niche. If you give it Anarchy, you can do it in opposing summon and get FP for it.
Yeah, okay. Birthright, +1 seed slot. Cool. Final Smash. Doom and Bloom. Crazy Dave instantly plants 6 plants of his choice, ignoring the planting round. One of these plants is always the legendary Monkey Fruit, which has 10 HP, 1 POW, and 0 def with its attack hitting 3 times, and Water Candle does not work on it.
I want to point out that this undershoots its power level.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I still think the Final Smash as a whole is pretty good. Just this is a lot of summons.
It's 6 plants of choice and a tri-attack machine. I do think is very good on the context of this character, especially after everything discussed.
Yeah, again, just gonna open the sheet again. Mention, he's got what's that? 10 FP.
Anywhere you look is a game-breaking situation.
Yeah. have any arguments on this Crazy Dave's going straight test here.
Yeah,
Okay, hear me out. Can I potentially play devil's advocate for Triple S?
No.
Aw, please.
If any summoner was going to make it into last tier, I'm happy that it's great.
Yeah, Crazy Dave is kind of stupid. Honestly, I don't know how he got away with some of this stuff.
The face of a very crazy man.
Anyways, Starbo's up next.
Anyway,
right.
I'll jump in the
So,
dock.
yeah. Rapid Race Down. Grants 2 turns of phased. Moonshard Piece, or Moonshard Pierce. Sorry, this, the gray background is not meshing well with the rainbow on some of these.
Oops.
Deals 2 piercing damage, inflicts bleed for 3 turns. Color Disorientation. Inflicts Misfire on all opponents for 3 turns. Misfire
So
is,
imagine this in a free-for-all. Imagine this in a free-for-all.
Misfire is a bit strange, but if your target has 80 stasis, the change amount of damage they take, your attacks will miss. In NPC fights, if there's more than one opponent, the ref will instead decide your target.
Would free-for-alls be
Strange.
Would free-for-alls be ground to do the targeting thing?
Possibly.
I think that'd be really funny. If someone gets eliminated, I think that'd be a little fun if it was the Misfire. It's literally just confusion.
Yeah. Spectrum Safeguard. Grants Rainbow for 1 turn. Also, only one person can be safeguarded at this time. Fair enough.
Guys, I think Crazy Dave took Team back.
Sparkly Retribution. Also, rip. Yeah, grants a mirror charge. I will note that these two are actually a bit of anti-synergy with Misfire, because, like, well, if the opponent tries to target a rainbow person, Misfire is going to make him just miss, and, like, that doesn't really do rainbow.
Right.
And with mirror charge, you want them to hit you, so.
I mean, to be fair, given Misfire's
However,
3
what it
turns, that does
Well, it is Radiating Encouragement, which grants Starry, which is a death down, but also a power and efficiency up. And if they have Misfire, they can't hit you.
You know, I'm realizing the implications of Misfire lasting. Wait, hold on. Was Misfire 3 turns?
Yeah.
I'm realizing the implications of it now a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually kind of nasty. It does require other statuses to work right, but yeah.
Because, like, despite what you say about mirror charge, that does effectively guarantee that it will last the entire. No matter how many status pluses.
You're cutting out.
I'm saying mirror charge having an infinite duration. The Misfire more than you think.
Birthright. The crystals begin playing a much bigger impact in Starbo's move set, which means every now and then one of their moves gets a buff. Starbo has a 3rd resource status of crystals, and every 3rd turn one of his crystals begin glowing, indicating they can be used. Max of 4 crystals can glow at a time, and the usage of crystals vary. For 1 crystal, you can upgrade Rapid Race Down to grant dodge and speed up alongside fast. And the alone/self-flex will cost 2 crystals instead of 1. Moonshard Pierce for 2 crystals replaces Bleed with Deep Cut. Color Disorientation, in exchange for 4 crystals, like Terrified and Taunt for the first turn of Misfire.
I want to point out that, well, that's good. I want to point out that you have to wait till turn 12 to use that.
Yeah. Spectrum Safeguard, also 4 crystals, grants Rainbow for 3 turns instead. However, this also gives it a 3-turn cooldown. I don't think I need to explain how good Rainbow for 3 turns is.
No, you do not. I would say this is worth waiting 12 turns for.
Sparkly Retribution. Instead of mirror charges, the energized crystals go out of control, causing 2 turns of Distorted and Hindsight. Now, Hindsight
It's
At
2020.
the end of the turn, restore HP equal to half the damage you took that turn.
Oh, that kind of works very well with Distorted, actually.
Yeah, that kind of negates a lot of the downside of Distorted. Doesn't
It's normal
entirely
damage.
negate it, since it is still double damage, and if you die before Hindsight can heal you, you do still die. But that is still very good. Radiating Encouragement has various buffs. You get plus 1 def alongside Star. You get plus 1 def or Vibrant. It moves becomes an AoE, and then finally grants mini crits and Rosie for 3 turns.
So, about Simsy's thing, huh?
This requires Birthright and also 12 turns, so like.
I mean, yeah, but this is also Rosie.
Yeah.
And an AoE. And Vibrant. And plus 1 D.
I'm not sure if it grants all of the buffs. I might. The extra benefits from each level do not apply to each other unless specified otherwise. So yeah, 3 crystals is AoE, is Starry, and then 4 crystals is just Starry plus mini crits and Rosie.
You know, that is kind of a little bit jank. That's
It
I do want to
is,
point out.
But probably for the best.
AoE mini crits is AoE mini crits.
Yeah. I would still say mini crits and Rosie is good, but yeah. Anyway.
I can't corroborate that point.
Box of Moonstones. Allows you to use the 1 or 2 crystal move instantly. Anyways, and then the final smash. For the next 5 turns, all 4 crystals are glowing regardless of if Starrow's Birthright or not. Once the 5 turns are over, Starrow's crystals go back to the number before the final smash, or all turn off without Birthright.
Yeah, I do want to point out that this does mean that you can spam the 4 crystal effects pretty well.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that feels about right for a final smash.
Yeah. Besides,
the Rainbow one still has a cooldown, so yeah.
Hit someone with the 3 tones of Rainbow, AoE Rosie. Throw on some extra distortion, why not?
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and also
color distortion A tier.
Now. Yeah, I would agree on A tier. Moving down to Segui. Machine Assassin.
Yep. Machine Assassin number 7.
The Machine.
There we got 100 shells. Deals 4 damage to a single enemy and extends the turn count of all negative statuses on them by 1 turn. I guess we'll see how many negative statuses this character has.
I do want to point... Wait. Oh, wait, no, that's the opponent. I was going to point out the passive for a second, but never mind. I'm stupid.
Oh, I need to put the passive at the bottom. Weird.
I don't know.
Anyways, Fury Reaper. Deals 2 damage to all enemies and spreads all of a chosen enemy's debuffs around to them for the exact same duration they had.
Oh. Oh, God, that is actually very potent for status teams.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's with just Sagiri, because by default, this is the only status she can inflict is -1 or -2 death, which that is good to spread around. Don't get me wrong, but I'd probably want more than just that if I wanted to do a moveset with this gimmick.
I think the point I can make is that Sagiri and Time Paradox Dugby should hang out.
Yeah.
Characters that have very good status modifying tools that don't really use them that well.
Yeah. Anti-erosion system, I mean, it's there. You could certainly do worse than this.
It's feeling fine at home, I think. That's the best way to put it.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have it here. Not much more to say than that.
But that said, the store-bought feeling fine, I do think, is better than the homemade feeling fine.
Yeah. It is nice not having to spend BP, though. I'll give you that. Speaking of spending BP, Birthright. If her opponent has 3 or more negative statuses on them, then she'll do 2 more damage whenever she attacks with anything.
Okay,
This would be good. This would be good if you had more negative statuses. You cannot use this by yourself.
Wait, by technicality they can. Look at Final Smash.
Topsy-turvy. And Data Rod for 5... Oh my... Okay.
They have 3 statuses. They can do the thing.
So, Topsy-turvy. You want to know what Topsy-turvy does? All positive statuses and badges you have are inverted for the duration of the status.
Ironically, I do think this is GG's in a PvP match.
I mean, it is. Why is this multi-target in that case? I don't know.
Wait, this is multi-target?
This is... Yeah, there's 3 non-elemental deck that out up to 3 targets with, like, Topsy-turvy and Data Rod for 5 turns.
What the hell? What's even the point of the status splitter in that case?
I don't know. Final Smash is kind of cracked. I mean, I'll give you that. No, it's...
Because mind you,
character.
that isn't... I do want to point out one other thing with Data Rod's damage, because I feel like we're ignoring that.
Yeah, I know. Data Rod. Fucking...
23 damage.
25 damage.
That's enough to kill an opponent that did not invest in HP. People don't really invest in HP.
Yeah, okay.
There's a reason a Erasure Bomb is that expensive. This power creeps it.
Yeah, I know. I understand why. Just because I put it in D tier doesn't mean I don't understand why it is at the stats it's at. But, like...
If it was any better, everybody would be using it.
Yeah. Okay, let's disregard the Final Smash for the purpose of this ranking, because Jesus Christ. But, regarding everything else, like... Okay. It's weird, right? Because, like, 100 should be good, you know? These are both good status things, just this character doesn't really have a great way to manipulate statuses. Or a great status to manipulate, you know?
Her kit is very good at screwing with statuses. She has no statuses to be using it with.
Yeah, I mean,
Death Down is...
don't get me wrong, spreading around Death Down and, you know, -2 Death is good, just... You know, if you're messing with statuses this much, you want to be doing it with more than just that, you know? That's...
Yeah, there's so much
just because those tools are just that good, but, like...
I want to point out, by the way, that without even seeing the GG damage Rod's damage calculation... Because I did this in podcast text.
Yeah, yeah, this is... Remember the whole thing with Chi-Yu? That I feel like this is the same thing's happening here. A bit less bad in this case, since, you know, this character doesn't use the moves at all, but, you know...
I don't even think we reached Chi-Yu yet. This is kind of just spoilers, man.
I mean, yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about. We talked about this.
Yeah, anyways. Aru, Riku Hachima.
Wait, which tier?
I put her in B tier because, you know, the statuses are still... The status manipulation is still good, even if she can't use it the best herself.
Characters held back by the fact that they can't use the gimmick.
Yep. Anyway, Hard-Boiled Shot. Deals 6 damage, and the turn after, deals 2 extra damage to 3 enemies, includes the main target. Third is defeated from the distack, then the follow-up attack will only get 2 other enemies. Fair enough. Seems decent enough as an attacking option.
Yeah, it isn't. Oh, let me read it again. Charge 6 to 1. Oh, 6-1 immediately, 2 extra, the multi-attack return following. Okay, that makes
Gravity
sense.
of a boss. +1 power to all allies for 2 turns. Technically, this is greatly overpriced, but also, I mean, it's an AoE power. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, to be fair, just 1 FP more and you'd have stingers.
Yeah.
I'm
Noir
pretty sure what that
attack,
is.
Noir attack. In any case, deals 2 damage to enemies and inflicts them with aggro for 2 turns. Funny.
Aggro's the one that forces you to attack them, right?
Yeah, it makes all attacks targeted at the guy who inflicted it on you.
It's
Reverse
useful.
magnetized.
Reverse polarity.
Way of the Outlaw gains +3 charge for your next attack, but if you use Hard-Boiled Shot, this gets converted into a mini crit charge. Funny enough, I think this is identical at base, but
No, it's the exact same damage values. Actually, wait.
At least it scales better with like power buffs, but yeah.
I do think it's technically worse based on whether or not it hits the following multi-attack as well.
Oh yeah, that would.
Because charge actually gives you more bang for your buck in that case.
Yeah, since +1 on the second part. Oops. Birthright.
So anyway, check out
Haru's very
wallet,
valuable wallet. Haru's own wallet is given to her by Haruka, Kayoko, and Mutsuki after she set up her own business. Tries to replace one while it's rather worn. She still keeps it on. With this birthright, and while she has over 50% HP, the effects of any power buff she receives is increased by 1.
Bear in mind, this is her specifically. You know what's funny? It's depending on whether or not this is basically just like acts like buff booster. I do think that makes Way of the Outlaw worse on merit of it's going for the mini crit charge instead of the hypothetical +4 charge.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the +1 power, the extra making it +2 on Gravity of the Boss is nice though. For you specifically.
Yeah, I believe this does work on power buffs that people give you as well, so, there's that too.
Yeah.
Based on the way it's worded.
Though,
unfortunate, that is very unfortunate Way of the Outlaw.
Way of the Outlaw is odd because you'd think it'd be good. But, in the context of this character, Hard-Boiled Shot does not really want the mini crit charge, depending on whether or not that multi-attack...
At the very least, it doesn't want it more than just +3 charge straight up.
Yeah. The mini crit charge can work with, the power-up you get from Gravity of the Boss, but, that requires more setup.
Yeah. I am kind of feeling C tier on this one, honestly.
Yeah, I'm getting that energy. I can probably find high C for
Don't really know what to do with aggro. I mean, Gravity of Boss is kind of overpriced as it is, and then Way of the Outlaw is just very unfortunate.
It's funny how things work sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, this character's interesting, because I think this next one's the first case of clashing damage.
I think we may have ran into it with Melted Kree, but yeah.
We have new stuff to discuss about Clash minimum.
Yep. Oh, good God, this font. So Lantern Shield. Stain Swap. This move allows the Lantern Shield to switch between aggressive stance or defense one. Changes his moveset. Lantern Shield may start in either stance. If he chooses, Lantern Shield can spend an additional 1 FP to instead fix his stance, giving himself +3 strike charge for an aggressive stance and +3 build-up if in a defensive one. Right. So with aggressive stance, you get Foible, or I think that's how that's said. Probably not. Deals 2 damage, inflicts 3 turns of Discouraged. Fair Apostle, which deals 4 piercing accurate clashing damage. If Lantern Shield's attack hits, also stun the opponent for 1 turn, or give them 2 turns of burn if they're immune, but if he loses the clash, the effects will instead go on him.
You know, this is weird because think this move should have been updated with the Clash property changes. Did we really like up on these anymore?
Right, so clashing. Clashing attacks work the same as normal attacks, unless the target attacks you this turn, basically adding a counter effect to your regular attack. Should your target attack you, your attacks will clash. Whenever's attack deals more damage will win the clash. What happens afterwards depends on your specification. Power Clash will have the winner's attack go through, status and all, while the loser's attack will be cancelled. If there is no specification, the ref will assume that you move the Power Clash. Or Reduct Clash. On Clash Win, I don't recall this shit at all. On Clash Win, the winner's attack will go through, but its damage will be reduced by the loser's attack. Okay, their damage out. One attack for a multi-hit, loser's attack power keep reducing damage until hit to 0 damage, moving on to the next hit until the reduction ends. If the target does not attack you, or if their attack only inflicts statuses, then nothing happens and the clashing attack just does its usual damage. If the target uses a multi-target attack, only the target part of it aimed at the clashing user will be clashed with. The rest of targets will be hit normally. In the event of a tie in damage, both attacks are cancelled and nothing happens. Right.
Really have to say, it's really just explanation.
There's some clash power things, which can increase or decrease your power in a clash, make you more likely to win or lose, but won't add on to the final damage output. It should only be given with some sort of conditional. Do not make a status that gives you clash power. You're hearing all this.
Who's the one who put this in?
Clash win and clash lose. Conditional. Those activate depending on the results of the clash. Will only proc if a clash actually occurs and doesn't tie. Yeah.
Wait, what? I got a mention. Simsy got a mention. Let's go.
Yep.
They made
so you get
several episodes before they really should be here.
Yep. Clash win, -2 depth for 1 turn. Upon has a shield, destroy that instead. When Clash loss, Simsy gets shattered, and for 1 energy, increase the damage done by this by 2. So, yeah.
Do I have to update this based on the new clashing changes, by the way? I never actually asked about that.
Now.
Understandable.
Yeah, so, I guess there's 2 types of clashing now. You got the clashing that reduces damage and the clashing that doesn't. I was not really aware of this, but okay, sure, whatever.
Wait, hold on. I was not aware of that either. I just noticed that.
Yep. That's kind of why I went to the whole thing again.
Huh?
Anyways, yeah, this is why I didn't put Spooky out of Soulstone. They put clashing on any move, and it's like, I don't want to deal with this. Clashing used to be even more jank.
Can we get the old clashing? Oh wait, you probably already saw this in an episode. Never mind.
Probably, and also I'm not sure if there's an easy way to grab the old clashing rules as it stands.
Yeah. Because it's kind of over the old doc.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm watching from your screen because I can see the words better from here. 3x3 staring on this. Detect. Elijah Shield this turn. The stay will start the last hit instead. Wait, is that the last hit instead of the second? Oh, it's more damage.
Why would it be instead of the second? Wouldn't the stealing? Oh wait, I see it. I see what it means. It's probably like 3-3-2, and then instead of 3-2-1. Yeah, okay. It's worded a little weirdly, but I get it.
The Gauntlet Breaker.
Lance Shield ejects the gauntlet part of their body to smash through an opponent's defense, dealing 2 damage or piercing damage, inflicting broken 3 times. There's a shield in play that instead breaks the shield.
Also, I think this instantly wins against Goku with an Infinity Gauntlet. Finally! A solution to Avengers Infinity War!
Anyways, the defensive stance moves. I got the Black Luminous Osa, which grants +1 depth for the turn, blinds all attackers for 1 turn if he gets it. This counts as a guard and is affected by guard badges.
I
Shield
see.
up. Land Shield turns into a 6 HP shield, becoming technically untargetable but also immobilized while protecting an ally. Said ally also gains access to Lantern Shield's equipped aggressive stance moves as he comes with a sword. If a shield breaker is used on this shield, Lantern Shield gets stunned for a turn, which is unavoidable or curable by any means. Also has a 3-turn cooldown. If Lantern Shield switches, he can also just grant himself 10 turns of Fortified.
You know, come to think of it, if he used his shield breaker on Lantern Shield by default, wouldn't he just kill him? Say, shield!
Anyways, Emergency Pizza. Lantern Shield gets him his mini pizza that was cooked for him by his friend, and a set cookie, healing 8 HP. Alternatively, Lantern Shield can share the pizza with their allies, healing 4 HP to them and allies. Then here.
You know, I didn't really think of him as a pizza. I didn't really think of them as a pizza person, I'll be real.
Yeah.
At least
one stack of blast buildup and starts to assist your parry attacks, chasing someone for 2 turns or countering for the same duration if he's alone.
I think that's technically more valued since isn't Chaser valued at 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure this was costed, right?
Whoops!
Blast buildup probably was not exactly the most, but it probably shouldn't be free.
Yeah. I know Spooky watches the podcast episode, so we will say to go back and check this.
Yeah. First, right. Every 6 turns, Land will gain a rose and inflicts Rosie on a target of choice for 3 turns.
Oh,
That's good.
I don't think I need to have to say anything. I think that's just better than Owlhawk's focus. Like, full stop.
Yeah. It depends on if this is supposed to be like an item or just happens automatically, but yeah, that's really good.
I mean, if it's an item, it's still technically better on Mill the fact they can hold until you actually need the Rosie.
Yeah. Eden's Blessing. Lantern Shield's Nitro Fuel allows him to foresee danger, anticipating attacks for 2 turns.
Anticipation's a very good status.
Yep. Then, Attacco di Massa. Lantern Shield's light puts him and allies into a frenzy, allowing them to make consecutive flows in milliseconds. Lantern Shields and his allies gain doubled for 3 turns, as well as 3 boost charges. If there's only one target, doubled becomes wall bounce.
By the way, that's mass attack in English.
Wild. Wall bounce is a strange status. I'm not entirely sure this was translated over correctly. But
I have a question about the boost, actually. So, does that make a move give 3 extra hits, or is it 1 hit for the next 3 moves?
I believe the way I have it work is the same way it works with crit charge, which is to say, it just gives you next 3 moves 1 extra hit.
Done.
Yeah, no, not turning your mega attack into a quad.
But what if I want to break the game, okay? What if I want to go beyond your neck?
Yeah, Lantern Shield. He's got quite a bit of stuff.
A bit. I got reminded of a thing. I need to go find it. Oh wait, hold on. This is recent. Just give me a second to go find. It's not actually related to the ranking, so feel free to like sticking up something funny.
Probably see. I'm saying say between A tier and B tier.
It's hard to say. I do see a lot of niches here, but I'm not sure if that reaches if that breaks A or not.
I think I'm inclined to say B tier, but there's probably still some funny stuff you can do with clashing and whatnot.
Yeah, I can go. I found the thing. I found the thing.
Yeah, actually.
I regret to inform you that you may, in fact, be next.
We have Boo. Very spooky.
Oh, right. This is the guy from the free for all.
Yeah.
I remember they not on an entire Dynamax move.
Yeah. Ghoulish Ghosting. In typical old Boo fashion, he disappears, gaining the invisible status for 2 turns. This move will cost an additional 1 time every time it's used. 1 FP every time it's used, turn for being busted. This actually costs less FP than Invisible does normally, but since it costs more FP every time, yeah. It eventually
I do like I do actually like this concept for, like, as a potential rework to invincibility moves. It does, because it does prevent you from spamming them. It makes them, like, it makes you have to be a lot more. I'm not sure if
yeah,
it's
you're
needed.
cutting out,
Like,
but yeah, this is. I've seen this done a lot in mods for Paper Mario. Darkstar Edition does this with Out of Sight.
I think it's a cool take, honestly. I do think it needs to be explored.
Yes, Lethargic Laugh. Boo lets out an annoying shit-eating laugh, which gives the enemy the POW down saves for 2 turns. When used on multiple enemies at once for additional 2 FP per enemy. This move has a cooldown of 2 turns. Cooldown
hey,
is
look, it's a thing.
probably not necessary, but like, you know, it's probably not that harmful either. Nuh-uh. Did that last turn not go your way? Well, if you use this move, everything that happened during that turn will be undone. You can change your move straight away. Nobody else can change their move.
Just wag the finger at them.
Yeah, so I believe the time reverse here is like I believe this still will keep Boo's FP intact, so like you'll still lose the 6 FP from using this move, but yeah.
Yeah.
Object of Possession. Possesses opponent for 1 turn, and Boo can control their actions during that time. And any special moves will use will come out of their own FP count.
Wait,
once
who's
Boo's left
FP count?
As far as I can tell, it's the opponent's.
Oh god!
Yeah, that's why this is 9 FP for 1 turn.
Ah, yes. Let me go into Bowser and make them use Blocky Bonk on them.
I'm not sure if it can turn itself with that, but yeah, speed. Also, once Boo has left the enemy's body, Boo will keep and add the move they used while possessing them to their own movesets.
Ah, yes. Let me Blocky Bonk Bowser after making him use himself.
So, basically, this is, Soul of the First Overseer as a special move. Except it's possessed instead of captured, which...
And technically better, since you can keep using this move.
Yeah.
And also you get the opponent has to pay for your actions.
Yeah. I will say, though, I think probably that I don't imagine most bosses would let you do this to them.
Okay, but
and also, it just wouldn't be as good on bosses anyways, because, you know.
If you don't, you do have a solution for that, actually. Just go, nuh-uh.
Also true. Anyways. Birthright. While this is active, any unit is defeated in battle will be revived to standard boost, and will be converted to Boo's team. Stats are as follows: 3 HP, 1 power, and can only the base attack ability.
Not the best, but I do think this is actually technically better than Zug. Summons in place of defeated enemies, and I do find that very...
Yeah. Probably pretty funny if you're going against an opponent who uses summons.
Yeah. So you got the Eden's Blessing, which gives you an total amount.
I think this happens if you're just holding the Eden's Blessing when you die, but yes, if defeated in battle, he goes to the rune will activate automatically, giving Boo +2 POW and 1 last turn to move, giving him a chance to take an enemy down with him.
Yeah, he used this back during the free-for-all, and he used not when it...
Yeah. That is an option.
Root has never been... Like... what? I don't think I really saw Boot's reaction to it, and I'm saying this as someone who's allied with.
Final Smash. Devious Lick. A horde of boos will assemble around Boo and merge with him, forming into a much larger Boo that will lick every enemy in the battlefield, dealing 10 damage and inflict the waterlog status for 3 turns to each of them.
I do love that they use the term Lick.
Yeah, that's
Also, because this is the immediate gift that comes to mind. If you could just look in podcast X. Boo will do this to you.
Yeah.
All your possessions are now his.
Anyways, I recall Double saying he wasn't expecting Boo to do very well in the tier list, but honestly, Boo has some really funny tools.
I do think in PvP, this is the most annoying piece of shit you can ever fight. Outside of that, I don't think he's that good.
Yeah. It does. Yeah, it definitely depends a bit on the. I feel like some of these moves are better in PvP and some of these are better in boss fights. Like, I think Nuh-uh is a lot better in boss fights.
It's
like,
just that this isn't the right
lethargic
pitch for
laugh.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I think the main note with Boo in PvP is that Boo doesn't really have any ways to actually attack the opponent. He's very annoying, but he can't attack them. He can't really do damage.
You know, with that in mind, I do also want to point out that I'm not sure they really were able to use the Soul Free-for-All Soul that well.
Yeah,
It turns
Soul
out I don't think
Free-for-All
you can
ones
really
that
experiment.
get a discount if you use the same move twice in a row, but none of Boo's moves you really want to be using twice in a row. I'm not even sure if any of them you can use twice in a row.
To give them credit, I used this to great effect in free-for-all, but now that I'm not they were meant to do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put Boo in B because that feels about right.
Yeah.
Speaking of people whose first moveset was for the Soul Free-for-All, Boomerang.
I'm surprised.
Predates pun book from what. Either way.
I'm surprised Boomerang lasted as long as they did in the free-for-all too.
Yeah, managed to snipe a kill on Nature Bro and steal some passives from him.
Yeah, it wasn't really Nature Bro's passive that mattered. It was the fact that they got Chao's passive.
Yeah.
That made them effective public enemy number 1, but they constantly dodged elimination for a few turns.
Right, so, Boomerang activities. Boomerang will throw herself into the enemy, dealing 3 damage, and on the next turn she'll come back, like a boomerang, and hit the same enemy again, dealing additional 3 damage. Boomerang will also be airborne on the first turn, and she uses this move.
You know, I'm glad that White Bucko specified that it looks like a boomerang, because I'm not sure I would have understood it otherwise.
Positive distraction. Grants Vibrant for 2 turns. Happiness for the sake of it. Restores 5. Boomerang starts to think of all of her friends, who all definitely tolerate her, which covers 5 HP. She can heal another person of her choosing, same HP and FP cost. Cutting Hazard.
You know what? That's like, that is actually a pretty good thing to go with positive distraction, since that's a good 10, and you can click the button twice.
Yep, I believe this also went well with Boomerang's passive in the Soul Free-for-All, which granted benefits when you heal 10 HP.
It's like they knew.
I think FP was also counting towards this. Anyways, Cutting Hazard. Boomerang accidentally pushes Jam, another iconic Bad Show contestant, into the ground as she breaks into pieces. If it spawns a 1 HP 0 power 0 def summon that protects Boomerang from attacks, because she's coincidentally standing behind it. Once the summon is defeated, it will deal 5 turns of bleed to whichever opponent attacked it. Well, it's only hit it once, only 1 Cutting Hazard is allowed in battle. This is a long-winded way of saying this is a 1-hit shield that inflicts bleed for 5 turns on whoever destroys it.
And by inspection, you're only allowed to have 1 the entire fight.
I think it's just 1 at a time, not 1 for the whole fight. I mean, it would make sense if it was 1 for the whole fight, because I'm pretty sure you... Because unless you got a recovery center for Jam there,
I hope they have a recovery center.
Anyways, self-love. +3 build-up, +2 utility. It sure is.
It exists. It's certainly the move of all time.
And lastly, hug. Boomerang will rush towards their opponent and give them a big nice hug. Sharing the damage and healing the opponent makes in their turn. Neither Boomerang nor the target can dodge the attack, but death type stats are still in effect.
So, can I get a specification on what exactly this does?
As far as I can tell, this basically links Boomerang and the targets together. The link heart.
You know, if you're allowed to do anything in this turn, I can see some very dangerous this.
Yeah. I do feel like this one is overpriced, but
I like linking.
yeah. Birthright. If Boomerang Activities misses its first hit, the second hit will gain +1 power and accurate.
Oh, isn't this TG's iconic stun move in the double free-for-all?
Yep.
I'm glad it lives on. Granted, it's different. Like...
Jam. Jam from Bad Show will suddenly be summoned against her will. When summoned, she'll once per turn charge her target's FP by 1, and upon death, she'll drop a 3 HP healing item for Boomerang. It's Jam. And then Final Smash. Deals 9 damage to all foes and applies Airborne for 3 turns. But I assume this is to herself and not to the targets.
But consider, okay, it's a Captain Falcon synergy. That is several Lunar Space dudes to send straight back flying down from the sky.
Yeah. Okay, so,
But in actuality, I'm not really sure. Like, I do think the positive distraction happiness for the sake of it good. I just don't think the rest of the kit justifies it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like, this feels like this does feel like a C tier to me.
Yeah. It's an issue with self-support, is really. They're really good at their jobs at keeping themselves alive. What else do?
Yeah. Well, it's just really basic, but, yeah. I will say, this one does have at least options, but just... Vibrant is a bit of, You see, Vibrant might seem like it's really good, and... Hold on. Is Vibrant 3 FP per turn?
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. Vibrant is just... It is good, but, like, I don't know if it's that good,
I'm trying to think about it more, but I'm realizing that doesn't Happy Heart and Flower knock its turn duration down by 1.
That, and also, you could also just use happiness for the sake of it twice.
The worst part is about the whole Happy Heart and Flower thing that I didn't know is that this was one of the points I was going to make against Rage Bear whenever I got there. How would I forget something like this? Okay, not like with Happy Heart and Flower, but like, with Powerbuff. That's besides the point.
Anyways, next up, we've got Charles Calvin.
Hey, okay, you should click the quote.
Hmm.
You know what? No. This calls for some bold action. I'm the bold action man!
Okay, now, I sometimes hide things in my thoughts. I, for one thing, I'm very funny.
Yeah. Right, so, Charles.
It's a straightforward, but it had some funny stuff.
Yep. Despite popular depictions, Charles is actually pretty good at fighting things with general gale forces where it is to be taken seriously. If an ally in the move either creates a vehicle shield, like someone that just happens to be a vehicle, or spawns in anything that can be deemed rideable in any context, Charles can take the helm and pilot it instead of its usual effects or benefactors, practically turning it into a shield for Charles. The vehicle nav will retain the properties it has. In the case of shield-based vehicles, they get the benefits the character would normally get, such as with Warrior's Bike. And in the case of summon, Charles' power becomes that of the summon while in the vehicle, and he gets the passive moves that he has loaded. For example, if he took Mantree's Banana Mobile for himself, they'll do piercing damage with their attacks, and will get a laundry list of benefits when he receives a banana.
There is a lot of stuff in the Banana Mobiles thing. I'm surprised I used this. Oh.
Yeah. If you take a summon, the summon won't be able to act on its own. It'll just be replaced by Charles, more or less. All stat calculations on the vehicles Charles rides will come from the ally cast them. So anything that'll have to affect shield-based vehicles will be taken into account, as with any summon badges for summons and such. Some special cases of vehicles that aren't shielded summons that Charles' interactions with or can pilot potentially change the move's initial effects. Because those will be listed in the spreadsheet later, Doc, so check there to learn if anything funny you can eventually pull outside of the usual antics. This does not take a move slot.
It's like you're using moves just to get to this point.
Yeah.
It's ally synergy.
Of course, you got data of Charles' most iconic one, the helicopter. The helicopter has 5 HP, 1 def, and permanent floaty, which is mix of airborne and dodgy. Just you dodge every other non-projectile. Anyways, qualifies as a shield for purpose or anything that affects those. While in this helicopter, any base and badge moves that Charles uses will be altered into him firing missiles with the helicopter, dealing fire projectile damage. As you might imagine, this helicopter gives Charles a lot of breathing, which allows for Charles to get to some moves fair bit easier. Also 3-turn cooldown.
So a lot of Charles' stuff makes him very evasive, and I do think some of the stuff does play around that. But of course, you do have some more standard stuff, like going hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, on the note, a lot of Charles' moves are buffed by being in the helicopter. Hand-to-hand combat is 1 in 3 normally, but if you're in the helicopter, this becomes Gatling Fire and deals projectile damage, and 4 you can deal 2 scaling damage 3 times to 3 opponents. Which is pretty good, as you can imagine.
Any amount of power buffs, I think, would go pretty hard with it. Speaking of which, Charles does have one.
Potent Pilot. Stars 4 HP and grants potential for 2 turns. Potential is a good status. It's plus 1 power, and your damage can't go below the listed amount on the move.
So with that Gatling Fire, that would be 3 + 2 + 2, rather than 3 + 2 + 1.
Yeah.
Well, if the opponent had defense, you could just do the 2x3 outright. No stopping it.
Potential is pretty good. I will mention that I don't think its secondary effect happens all too often, considering it's also a power buff in and of itself, but it's still good.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to get the damage listed on.
Yeah. Flashbang. Deals 3 damage, looks dizzy for 2 turns. And if you're in the helicopter, you can spend 3 more FP to find more potent flashbang, which hits all foes at the cost of 1 less damage.
Very good evasive tactics.
Yep.
Yeah. And you all catch them out for the sniper.
IR Sniper. With superiority, Charles pulls out a sniper rifle and focuses down an enemy. If they don't take damage this turn, and he lines up a perfect shot and fires after everyone moves. This deals 10 accurate damage to target, and also he has autopilot now, so doesn't crash and burn horribly.
You're not gonna show the footage, okay?
Last time we got copyright claims.
Oh, god damn it. Thanks, Puffball.
The podcast got copyright claims.
Yeah, when I played the the Pizza Tower music during the Pepino doc.
We kind of swatted the short, man.
I can't believe Tour de la Pig would do this to us.
Anyways, currently on the bench, in the main character active partner, you forgo the turn, have Charles spend the FP cost of this move to have him use Iron Sniper from the bench. Charles will have to spend 3 turns on the bench lining up the shot before firing it. While this is going on, Charles can't be switched in the turns until Charles doesn't fire tick down and when a partner swap happens, as the swapping of the characters ends up distracting him.
I thought it'd be funny to have Pono synergy.
All pretty good moves, and regardless of which 4 moves Charles brings, or 5 if level 9 or higher, you get 1 more move when you're piloting any form of vehicle.
I got
the perfect plan.
This is the greatest plan.
Charles crashes the vehicle he's currently in straight into the enemy team. This can do various things depending on what he crashes, but generally speaking, most of the time, it deals big damage, tries thematic effects, and destroys whatever vehicle Charles is riding at the time. List of things this can do is in the tool sheet below, which also contains cliff notes to the ride's convenience.
Check back post-podcast when this will finally get updated, because I forgot to apply last patch notes' editions. But there's still a sampler, though, to go through.
Right, so let's see here. The default helicopter,
the greatest plan effect is on the base.
Yeah. Right. With the helicopter, crashing costs 4 FP and deals 8 fixed damage to everyone currently active on the battlefield, including Charles. The helicopter will then be put out of commission for 4 turns afterwards, leaving it as unusable in that time.
This has been the greatest plans effect here for a while, thanks to Lollipop, so I don't think there was any change in it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, everyone suffers.
Right, so everything you see here is something that Charles can take.
Not just take, but he can also crash them.
Including multiple Final Smash vehicles, because it turns out getting a vehicle on your Final Smash is not too uncommon. This includes the Bananamobile, as mentioned earlier, but also you get the Comanche from the BTDX Heli, you got the Egg Emperor from Dr. Eggman, the SS Hank from Picture of Flair the Lobster, which, he doesn't even, use it as a vehicle, he just kind of smashes on the opponent's head.
No, he just takes it! It's a big boat!
Yep. Yeah, you can also just take Jet or play Double Dash with Shy Guy cards.
Because they're by technicality vehicles.
Oh yes, Gage. Gage is also a vehicle herself. Though Gage also has a specific move for riding her, so that happens. But Charles also, yeah. And then all of these moves have an effect for the greatest plan.
I put way too much time in this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you'll ever be able to use a lot of these. It's very team dependent, but there's options.
There's a lot of options.
I
don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You're eyeing all the effects on screen.
Yeah, if you just pause the video if you want to see all this stuff. I'm not going through them all individually.
I forgot I needed to affect Grand Theft Auto on here.
If I were to mention it, let's see. I would like to note Gage and Shy Guy card, because those two are just characters in and of themselves. Yeah.
They can be crashed, as can Jet.
Yep. I would not recommend this, but hey, you can do it.
You can crash the car. You can force them to go to repairs.
Yep. There are no consequences. You will be banned.
No consequences whatsoever. I will ban you.
Final Smash. Valiant Hero. Using the power, Charles owns a special government prototype spaceship and hops inside. Its function is a 15 HP, 1 def shield with permanent floating that gives Charles +1 power while it's active. This is generally an upgrade to the helicopter, but there's one different thing with the Greatest Plan. The Greatest Plan costs 0 FP when using it with the government prototype spaceship. When you crash the spaceship, it makes a massive explosion on the enemy side, dealing 25 damage to everyone, and also kills Charles.
You read the final. You knew this was coming.
Yeah.
You gotta let go. Charles is dead in one timeline. Actually, probably multiple, based on how many times Henry took out the government. It's just that this one hurts more.
Yeah. Birthright. Whenever Charles uses the greatest plane, he can immediately move again afterwards. In the event that Charles is still on the vehicle for any reason, he can't do another vehicle crash this turn. If the crash would immobilize Charles, negate a turn of it.
You can probably imagine there's a few things that you'd really like this crash effect with.
Yeah. I figure something out there. I have to imagine this doesn't work with the Valiant Hero one.
Okay, it would work on one condition, and that's if you have wings equipped. We found the niche!
Anyways, Eden's Blessing. Using the walkie-talkie, Charles can call on the government helicopter dropped in the vehicle for him to use. This instantly gives Charles a vehicle on his spreadsheet that's worth 7 FP or less. This is generally the vehicles that aren't the helicopter and prototype spaceship, because while there is a lot on here, there's also a lot of characters that just don't have one.
Yeah. Eden's Blessing is likely going to get a lot better once I actually update it, but I do think the selection at the moment is pretty varied.
Yeah, you got a good 14 kits to choose from, or 14 vehicles.
Yeah. Of course, excluding a few that I had to exclude, because take a good look at the truck and tell me there's a god.
Henry Stickmin, shield, 6 HP. Rider can hit all opponents with moves selected. Yeah, that sounds about right for what Henry gets.
Got some character interaction. Oh.
If Henry Stickmin is on Charles' team and uses assist when Charles is next in the cycle, simply give Charles an extra move this turn similar to Rally instead of causing a helicopter crash. If Charles is in the vehicle ever, alongside the extra move, Charles will instantly crash the vehicle he's currently in on Henry's move without using Charles' turns. This will cost Charles the FP cost to crash the vehicle.
More vehicle crashes.
And if Lollipop is on Charles' team, uses Ally Phone. Instead of summoning him, gives Charles one of the vehicles he currently has logged on the spreadsheet. Right, it costs 8 FP or less. Good synergy.
Which actually opens up a lot more options than you think, because 8 FP is a very range.
Yeah, it goes from, I believe it was 6 on the Eden's Blessing all the way up to 8 here. Oh, it's 7. Okay. So a lot of vehicles are worth it. And by a lot, I mean, like, 5 of them, 4 of them.
I do think getting access to things like Russell is very big.
Yeah, Russell is big. Yeah.
The gun motorcycle, I think, is big to some extent. As well as the Egg Walker, since that's a 3-hit shield.
Oh, yeah, so it is.
Yeah.
Have a tour for a bit.
I forgot what Saboteur
take half damage from all attacks, but you have to attack and can only stack a set target, provided you aren't redirected.
You know, it's a good thing Charles is an attacker, right?
Yeah. Charles can't hotwire the shield, but Eggman can.
I felt hotwiring.
There's a hit from the shield, grants +1 power.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Generally has some good stuff. The shield that is annoying to destroy, a good multi-hit, a good power buff, dizzy, not really much complaining.
I have noticed
the greatest plan for any last-ditch scenarios, you know?
I have noticed my playtime that Charles does need a bit more power badges, given his attacking moves at 1x3, but I do think he's very competent.
Yeah. A tier seems about right.
Hell yeah.
Generally good jack of all trades, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, next up we've got Magical Girl Hocus.
Oh, hey. I think this one's coming to a video game soon.
Yeah.
I wonder how they got the rights to this one.
Yeah.
Like, they have to go through both you and Nintendo.
Yes, Nintendo, totally. Anyways, Hocus has an energy meter that starts at 0 and can hold up to 10. She charges up energy from performing certain actions. This might sound like LK, but trust me, it's very different.
You can probably rename it to Sparkles now, honestly.
Yeah, at some point. Anyways, Starblock Summon. Summons a 4 HP shield, which, unlike most shields, you can place another Starblock on someone who already has one, increases the shield HP by 4, to a maximum of 4 Starblocks for 16 HP. When Starblock is destroyed, gain 1 energy. I feel like it's worth mentioning, now that the shield lock clause is a thing, that will only start once the last Starblock is destroyed. So
you can hypothetically just keep spamming the button to just prep. You're still allowed to prep the shield.
Yeah, the gimmick still works, you just have to wait if someone actually does break through it all.
Yeah. Have you considered Armor Spreader with this?
Yeah. It's, pretty mean, I would imagine. 24 HP total. If you're willing to spend the turns on that, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but nothing's breaking past the 24 HP wall.
Probably
if the opponent
not,
lets you get to that point, they deserve to deal with it.
Also true.
As a person who was in a fight against this, I can confirm.
Anyways, Magic Ball.
I remember that you literally had to remove Hocus and Physic from the battle just to get past this. They kept star blocking themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I recall that this was for the Crusading Squaddles thing, right? That was the run with, I believe that was the run with Supernova, which meant you guys didn't have, somehow you guys just weren't doing enough damage to get past, I think the Starblocks had, forget how much they had. I want to say it's it can't have been that much though, right? And they're only doing this every 4 or 5 turns. I don't think the Starblocks should have been that big of a problem.
It was 8 HP, but the issue is that our 2 main attackers are setuppers, and it's really hard. In my case, I can't really use that because it needs bleed. And bleed hitting the shield, and it gets destroyed, and then the shield goes back up, the bleed is gone.
Yep, right. I remember now.
And in Ambo's case, they weren't really built for attacking, so we just kind of suffered.
Yep. Magic Bolt. Deals for 2 FP, deals 3 damage, and grants 1 energy, or 3 if defeats a foe, destroys a shield. You can also charge it for 5 damage instead. Also aim to set a Starblock if you want. Grant a grand total of 4 energy at once. Not a terrible deal. Probably not worth it most of the time, but can be nice if you really want to get that much energy at once. Healing Heart.
A second. I'm not sure how much the charge option's worth it, honestly. But I guess it exists.
I mean, it's a choco attack, you know?
Yeah.
1 less damage, sure, but energy. Healing Heart. Cures all of allies' negative statuses and grants them HP regen for 5 turns. This also grants 1 energy per status cured, and an additional 1 energy if the person heals past their max HP with this. The second effect can only trigger once per Healing Heart.
Pretty good stuff, I imagine.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it just probably takes a long time. Because you actually do have to not be at max HP to get the extra energy.
Yeah. But, Hocus can make that time with Starblocks and such. Anyways, Mystery Attack. Hocus tosses a Mystery Attack at someone, friend or foe, giving them a new costume and modifying the attributes of some of their moves. This is mostly freeform, but any move modifications will still be in the same category. You can't turn a healing move into a damage move, or a buffing move into a debuff move, or you could change a power buff to a death buff, or piercing damage, infiltrating, or whatever you want to do, really. And the cost of the new move, if it were balanced, must be within 2 FP of the original move, but the actual move cost will remain the same, even if the new move should cost more or less. Up to 2 moves, 3 with Item Booster, can be changed using a Mystery Attack. And the costume will be reverted after 3 turns. This isn't a status and isn't affected by anything that would affect those. Only 1 person can be costumed at a time, but whenever that player uses a move that was changed, Hocus gains 1 energy. If Hocus uses this move on herself, she'll also instantly gain 2 energy, but won't gain bonus energy from using changed moves. If Hocus prefers, you can also just add the Mystery Attack to an inventory for later use, as it is an item.
I think the main note I can make about Mystery Attack I think it's kind of similar to Mod Tool, except for limited duration.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
You change one thing for just a short time, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
it doesn't modify the FP cost, but you do have to spend FP to get in. But I do imagine there is use to it as, oh hey, what if you really need one particular status? Just click the button, and unlike Mod Tool, so long as it's in the same category, you can do with the move.
Yeah, to be noticed, of course, it's effectively an axe, just in a slightly wraparound way, you know?
Yeah. So kind of balances.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. I have used this before. I'm trying to see if I can. Because yeah, I used. I used this to make. During PvP, I used this on LK to make one of his attacks accurate to deal with a dodge badge.
What costume did he give him?
I gave him the Magical Girl costume because yes. Yeah. Anyways, speaking of which, when Hocus reaches 10 energy, he Hocus will run up in the air, getting Kafir, Tiara, and Skirt, and transforms into a Magical Girl. Flip is equipped, this can't be activated It can't be activated manually, but her badge loadout will be flipped when she transforms. So Repro, instead of lasting for 3 turns, it will last until Hocus runs out of energy.
Oh,
While in
God.
Magical Girl form, Hocus passively loses 1 energy per turn, every other turn with variable efficiency chip, in addition to her attacks now consuming energy instead of granting it. But you can still gain energy if effects from non-transform moves that are still active. However, all of her moveset is giving a total overall, complete with upgrades to all of her moves. This includes your base and badge attacks, with the base attack gaining +1 power but consuming 1 energy, and any attack badges with attack badges that are 1 hit gaining +2 power instead.
Well, I guess that's one way to make Mega Attack not be outclassed in the power
Yeah,
up.
what was I supposed to do? Otherwise, it would just be trying
Green pow!
Yeah. Your move badges also get buffed. You get Focus, Appeal, and Prey, and the variants can restore more HP and can be used on allies even without group focus. The same applies to Dream, which charges Soul Stones by 1 extra turn in this form. All variations of Charge gain one more extra stack of their respective statuses, and can be used on allies. And Rally will cost 2 less FP. Moves affected by this will use up 1 energy on use.
I think one thing I really noticed. You remember the whole thing with Pentagon Neo back then?
Yep.
I do. And there's also a thing with Swap Coca-Cola, but you don't require the energy to actually use it. You can just use it and then it just kind of meets the difference. And I don't really see the energy in the cost section.
Yeah. And most of Hocus's moves only cost 1 or 2 energy, and so that's not a huge factor.
Yeah.
For her. But it is possible to be at 1 energy and use a 2 energy move, yes.
Yeah, I'm mentioning it because you're not in a state where you have to be hard locked into not doing anything until PX ends.
Yeah.
Oh well, transformation ends.
Yeah, and Hocus's moves generally just don't cost a lot of energy anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. It's just nice to see the gimmick being done justice, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyways, first magical special move. Super Star Block Summon. I'll mention with the Project Crusade versions, I added more space for the names, and I still had to shorten the move names on a lot of these.
I mean, to be fair, you did kind of go for the entire magical vibe of all these.
Yeah.
Magical Girl moves have really long names.
Yeah. It's anime.
Yeah.
Anyways, Block Summon. The Super Star Block it still has 4 HP, but now has 1 diff and Happy Heart. The Super Star Blocks can also be stacked, but because the blocks are separate, it means for every 4 damage dealt to a stack, you won't be able to restore HP beyond that point. These cost 1 energy to place down.
Can you stack the originals on the new stuff too?
Yeah, it's a little wonky if you do that, but you can do it.
Yeah, because I recall they turn into the super blocks with like the project version. I was just curious if that applied too.
I will probably just make that how this works here because it just makes things a lot simpler.
Gotcha.
Anyways, Magical Revolution Time Bolt. By default, this move will have Focus Fire Bolt Magic at foe, dealing 4 damage and putting speed down for 2 turns, cost of 1 energy. However, this move can be charged for up to 3 turns with various effects. In 1 turn charge, this upgrades to 6 damage and slow for 2 turns. For 2 turns, it deals 8 damage, inflicts immobilize for 2 turns. And with the full 3 turns of charge, this deals a whopping 10 damage, inflicts full stop for 2 turns on all foes, even bosses and ones not hit by the attack. However, the Flame Beam does need to actually hit in order for the time stop to actually apply. If you run out of big charge, you will be forced to release the bolt as is wherever it's at, since you are still losing energy per turn. If used on a boss, any uses of this move after the first successful use only inflict full stop for 1 turn as they build resistance to the spell. If you start charging Magical Revolution Time Bolt while time is stopped, it won't inflict any statuses, even if you release it after time resumes.
Effectively speaking, you just win if you get the full version.
Yeah, full stop for 2 is just... The thing that normally balances full stop is that usually you're the only one who gets to move while full stop is active. Not the case here.
This time the entire team gets to have it on the fun.
Yep. And I would like to note with this is exactly as powerful as it is in Team Kirby Clash and Super Kirby Clash.
Wait, the thing there too?
Yep. You could freeze time with the Time Bolt. It will take multiple Time Bolts, even charged, but like, it is the strongest thing in the game. You're on a time limit, and the Time Bolt will freeze the timer. Also, make the boss stop moving.
Also, I think that's the exact same stats as the version that appeared in the boss fight.
Yeah. I think the boss version... I think the boss version took 1 less turn to charge, but yeah.
It shows how powerful it is if it got reused.
Anyways, Golden Sparkle Healing Heart. Restores 5 HP, cures the negative stasis, and grants Super HP fusion for 5 turns. If restoring to max HP with this, all remaining turns of Super HP fusion turned into mini crits. However, this one costs 2 energy instead of just 1.
So potentially speaking, if you healed from full with the base heal, you can just get 5 turns of mini up.
Yep.
Oh god. Simsy could never.
And lastly, we have the Respec Egg Summon. Lastly, here we Focus summons a Respec Egg, exchange for 1 energy that can be used immediately or stored in our inventory. You can use this Respec Egg and change yourself or allies HP, FP, and BP upgrade. The latter forcing them to equip badges as lowered, but more importantly, allowing them to change their character entirely to something of their choice. It decides for the rest of the fight to release until another Respec Egg is used on them, so make sure it's worth it. If max stats are changed, your current HP and FP will remain the same unless your current values are above your new max, in which case they'll be lowered to the new max. Because this doesn't work on foes for obvious reasons, you can also set to just use the base form of the move if you so desire.
Wait a second, I thought you could gain energy while in the magical girl.
Well, you can, just not with the magical girl moves. The mystery attack still does its thing, though, so.
I mean, technically speaking, this move doesn't have a magical girl name, so you can't really move.
Yeah. The Respec Egg is one of those weird things where, like, it sounds pretty good, but it's honestly kind of more situational than anything, which is kind of why I let the mystery attack open as an option.
It makes sense. I don't think Respec was as good in base game, but it mainly exists if you scoop something.
Yeah. Anyways. Energy Plus. Just increase your max energy by 5. That means it'll take longer to transform, but you get more time in the transformation when you do. Not much to say there. Lightning Potion. Grants 3 energy on the spot. The Eden's Blessing Classic, as well as Galvanized for 3 turns. And last, we have the Final Smash, which summons LK as a summon, with Knight's Armor, of course. 10 HP, 3 pound, 1 def, and all access to all 6 moves of his regular moveset. He and Hocus have permanent besties, well, as long as he's on the field, and whenever one of them gains energy, so will the other.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, this one's really good.
Here's the thing I'm seeing, because I'm also reading that LK himself gets these benefits.
Yep, if LK is already on the field, this gives him Knight Armor, granting him plus 1 pound def, as well as permanent besties with the energy sharing effect. Likewise, the Final Smash meter variant will have these effects go away after 3 turns.
The way I see this is that you can Gateog in a different energy move if you really want to. And LK has a ton of options. And mind you, base Electro Beam is still really good to be using with infinite energy.
Yeah.
This thing is busted. What have you done?
And, I wanted, with the Final Smash, I wanted to, I wanted to see it's, a lot of times you won't be able to get two of your own characters in on a fight just because of how fights in the simulations work. So I wanted to still have a way to have LK and Hocus fight together and, in costume.
I think it's fair. This seems kind of stupid.
Yeah. Anyways.
One Hocus energy is not equivalent to one LK energy, effectively speaking.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely not. He will kill you. And he will smile while doing so.
Anyways, I'm put Hocus in A tier.
Yeah,
that
it's
feels about right.
the gimmick's really good, I think. Good support. Can in fact kill you. It's one of the few cases where you can immobilize the boss consistently.
Yep. It will take a while if you want to mobilize a boss, but you can do it.
They can't kill you because they're being slow.
Anyways, given that next character is number 1300, I think let's look at Harold, and I think that'll be a good place to stop.
Understandable. This guy has some mad skills.
I've got mad skills. Stand back. Good Harold impression.
I think that's the perfect impression to go with the move damage.
Deals 1x3 staling damage. I don't like 1x3 staling. It's just technically it lines up at the 1 FP cost, but I don't like it being 1 FP.
But I was wondering why. This means you can hit it with the good old petty FP sweeper plus 2 flower powers. This is a 4+2 in its most optimal condition.
Anyways, Crusade Steve's RPG camp. I've acquired these bad skills for my summers I spent in Crusade Steve's RPG camp. I could get a good word for you if you want.
He dead has sent you to Crusade Steve's RPG camp.
Crusade Steve's analogy to Crusade Steve's RPG camp. Remove them from the field for 2 turns. When they return, they get Omni up 2 for 2 turns. If Harold uses this on himself, there's no wait time, but it's only Omni up 1.
I just love it. It's more than just a bit.
Jet ski slalom. Harold brings out a jet ski and rides atop it. It acts as a shield with 5 HP. Jet ski takes 1 damage every turn, but Harold has +1 power on the jet ski. If the jet ski is taken out by the opponent, they take 4 fixed damage. Jet ski is taken out by its own self-damage, Harold takes the damage instead.
It's good, but it's dependent on the opponent actually playing the game against you.
Yeah. Also, if the opponent, say, does a power attack on the jet ski and then it takes the remaining 1 damage, rip Bozo.
L.
Beatboxing. Truly the baddest skill of all. Harold shows off his beatboxing prowess. He has 1x2 damage to all opponents, gives them all a maze for 2 turns. Yeah.
Yeah, it is sick beats.
Birthright.
Birthright.
Harold can now crash his jet ski into opponent at any time, dealing the 4 fixed damage to them while destroying the scene.
Okay, we found a secondary theme. Characters who really love to crash their vehicles and I put a good word in for you at the government.
Aiden's Blessing. Proof of amazing performance at Crusade Steve's RPG kit. Grants Omni up for 1 turn. If used on Harold, stacks with the base buff from the move. Final Smash. Harold becomes enraged with the opponent's relentless bullying of him and prepares to take action in its own hand. The next 3 turns, Harold can redistribute the effects of every move made that turn to how he sees fit. So, like last time's Final Smash.
Yeah. So imagine if someone got away with this in the real Survivor. The internet would be on fire.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining one of the winners doing this.
I don't have too much to say about Harold. I'd probably say he's about B tier.
Yeah, it's Harold. He's booking a flower with the flower palette combo, but I do think that applies to any character with a multi-hit that costs 1 FP.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely concerned that this is an archetype at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I think that's all for today.
Happy 1300.
Whatever the hell that is.
Stay tuned, but we
a
have
bunch
the
of ink
exact
things,
same.
probably.
We have the exact same set of last time of covering a dark page. Ignore that dark page
Anyways,
is like
see ya.